What does it mean to be agreeable, though?
It means to be a cock.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like a pushover almost. If you're like super agreeable, you're basically just
Oh.
a bit of a pussy.
You cannot imagine the willpower I am engaging right now in order to not just insult Anthony Grimuglia.
What?
I don't
Okay.
intend on collabing with him anytime soon, so you can fire away.
No, I can't. We'll be here all night.
Boss, we don't really want to get into like a big thing about that. We're here to talk about
What is-
Iron Boys. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not one of those guys. It is Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Well,
I would accept
Menace.
it was
Spider-Boy.
almost Spider-Man at the end of the last movie, and then this movie rolled it back immediately.
Yes.
I've always been fine with the Watts movies, but it feels like this movie actually just completely abandons everything the Watts movies set up.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I
Doesn't
really
feel
like
it
the
doesn't it
Watts
doesn't
movies.
feel it doesn't feel like it, Ranky. They did. Like it
Yeah.
actively did. It ran the fuck away from everything he had done.
Not only that, but like as I understand it, he had shit set up for not
Oh,
just
he
like
did.
at the end of No Way Home, but he had a script ready for the fourth movie, and they just completely ignored it TLJ style.
Well, they wanted Ned and Michelle back, and they got Ned and Michelle back, and yay, aren't we well served by that?
Well, I don't know what the script was. I haven't looked into that at all. But the interesting thing with this movie is I think there's a skeleton of a good idea here, and I've said this in prior streams and things covering this. But the problem is so the way I described it earlier when Dake Ark and I were kind of booking the movie over again. It feels like it was built by committee, and one of those guys he's in the committee knew what
He's a
they were
retard?
doing. No, one of those guys in the
One-
committee
one
knew
of
what they
them?
were doing, and everybody and the other 9 were retarded.
That I could believe. I could believe that.
Why did all the retards not just gang up on the one intelligent man and
They
kick him
did.
out?
That's why it was bad.
They did. That's been Hollywood for the last 18 years.
Yeah, 'cause
All I'm
it
saying, I'm
feels
just surprised he survived to be a part of the committee. Is all I'm saying, because
well, yeah. Well, so it feels
Well, he
like
has to be, man. It's like the meme. The one guy with the common sense suggestion, and then they throw him out the window.
Yeah,
so he didn't survive.
Well, no, he got better.
He
His
survived
medical-
walking
He's
into
like
the
the-
meeting. He just didn't survive the meeting.
He's like the guy who gets hit by the
this-
car. He's like he survived. He maybe survived. He's
You-
okay.
We could start thinking of
He
that
had it
meme guy
coming.
as the sacrifice to idiocy, perhaps.
So I don't know how you guys. This is recorded, right?
Yeah,
It-
yeah.
yeah,
We,
Yeah,
it's
we,
not live.
we just talk, Ark. We just talk. It's fine.
But I didn't know if we wanted to like give our.
It's usually
overthoughts on the film
streamed
and-
when Delta is here, but it seems Delta's been delayed.
Yeah, I mean, I never go into it with any kind of script, but yes, we can go through. If you want to start us off, Ark, actually, because you're on the left-hand side anyway, so we go in sort of order. If you want to give us general overall
Okay.
thoughts on the film.
He's on the left.
So I
Get him.
no, I'm first alphabetically. Get fucked.
That's true as well.
So
can take that.
I might have the hottest take here. I'm at a 1 for this movie. It does not function in any functionally any way other than Tom Holland's acting.
I don't
um,
want to burst your bubble, but you're probably not as hot as you think you are in this situation.
Yeah, I'm not far off a 1.
Mm.
I could probably be talked into it.
The CGI is god awful. The impact that this movie has on far more than like just Hulk and Punisher and mutant kind is damaging to the past, the present, and the future of the MCU. Like mutants now will justifiably be hated because of what Jean Grey has done.
Well, it's worse than that if you think through the implications of all of it. It's not just that they will be justifiably hated, it's that Peter has inadvertently created a device to control any of them and all of them.
That's my big point with it, is that he has created what is likely the foundation for the inhibitor collars that we see in like the animated series in X-Men '97 and the
Oh,
comics.
better yet, Ark, better yet. You haven't thought it through.
Well, yeah, it's a more portable form.
He has created the first step towards Sentinels.
Yeah, we talked about that the other day. The impact this has on Defenders, both the show and the characters, as sort of mid as that show was, like Matt should have been involved with the hand stuff. Jessica should have been involved. Danny especially should have been involved. His whole purpose in both the first season of Iron Fist and the Defenders show is hunting.
Man, even Danny's girlfriend would have been like a somewhat acceptable substitute. But I mean, somebody who had some knowledge of the hand should probably have been in this cast.
Apparently,
I
what's her
thought
name?
you meant in the writing crew, but
Colleen.
Other than director Metzger, who for some inexplicable reason is a black man from New York who speaks fluent Japanese and can communicate
Hey,
with
listen. He learned
potentially-
it from anime.
No, hang on. Potentially, but he can communicate fluently and persuasively with potentially resurrected semi-immortal ninjas.
I'm more surprised they haven't learned English at this point.
It feels like they probably have just
Maybe
to be able to
they know
negotiate the
Pidgin English.
world, but they don't respond to anyone who speaks English, I guess.
I haven't seen the Defenders or most of those shows. I've seen Daredevil. That's what I've seen.
Actually, wait, hang on. Elektra,
Elektra is confirmed to be in Born Again season 3.
Arc, fact check me on this, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Elektra speaks in English to command members of the Hand, and they obey.
Yes.
All right, well then, I guess he wasted a lot of years learning perfect Japanese.
Apparently, I can't remember her name in the show, but Rosario Dawson's character was apparently
Claire.
cut out of this film.
Claire
that's
Temple,
right.
night nurse.
Yeah, apparently she was cut
She
out of
was,
the film.
yeah, she was. Yeah, they cut a whole scene. She was
They-
meant to be in. She was meant to be in the Peter in hospital scene.
Which actually would have fixed that scene, but never mind.
I don't know about fixed, but it would have helped.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
I
like
was
Ark saying, anyone from that kind of universe would have helped in this film to contextualize
Well,
the Hand.
Well,
It's not
Oh.
just the universe. The
Shame,
Defenders-
shame. You went
they're all
too
a
far
part
with
of
that
this MCU.
sentence. If you'd said anyone from Daredevil, you would have been safe. You said anyone from that universe, that opens up Born Again as well.
Oh no,
No,
yeah,
Born
you know,
Again is
I mean
part-
well,
Netflix.
that
I
universe
mean,
is part of this
specifically
universe
Netflix.
now.
Yeah, I mean specifically the Netflix. If we compartmentalize
Yeah,
the
well,
Netflix shows,
the
that's
Netflix
what I mean.
Netflix canon can't actually exist with the Marvel canon.
The problem is that
The
they
Marvel canon
they're,
can't
they're
exist
trying
with
to
the Marvel canon.
incorporate it.
Those
Yeah.
are both true statements.
This is how fucked it all is. So I don't know how agreeable this will be. I think it was a mistake to have Punisher. It should have been Iron Fist.
I think it should have been
anyone
Daredevil.
else. I hate the Punisher
But
in this
yeah, but
film.
if you're gonna have the Hand, like they're having Iron Fist instead of Punisher, that'd make more sense.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I like it makes sense narratively. I can also see the corporate side where they're sitting there going, "Okay, Iron Fist was a fucking bomb. Nobody likes Danny Rand. Nobody likes what's the actor's name? Finn something, isn't it?
Finn Jones.
Finn Jones. Nobody likes Finn Jones in this role. We failed to replace him when we tried over 2.5 seasons counting Defenders with Colleen, because that did continue into Defenders.
Mhm.
I can see why they would see him as a very unsafe bet. On the other hand, that logic doesn't really hold up, because apparently Shang-Chi is in the new Avengers movie, so...
but it also
Oh,
doesn't
God.
hold up because Daredevil, like you said, Daredevil would have been a perfect substitute for the Punisher.
Well-
they
And
decided to go against-
it also doesn't hold up because She-Hulk chose to have Daredevil doing the walk of fucking shame in
Yep.
his goddamn Daredevil suit barefoot.
Mhm.
Let us
So-
never forget that one.
I tried to talk about this earlier. It can't be Daredevil unless this is set post Daredevil season 3, Born Again season 3, sorry, because he's in prison at the moment.
Just
Dude,
break him
I
out.
honestly-
he could have
I'm-
broken out
I'm
off
not
camera,
sure-
off like
No,
screen.
Well, firstly,
he
like
went there willingly.
he absolutely could by himself. But
Yeah.
secondly, well, actually no. Let's call that one secondly, and let's say firstly,
What?
do we have any idea how actually connected this movie is to any of the preceding? I'm gonna have to call them IPs at this point because we can't call them a shared universe.
No. I mean, if you want an actual like breakdown of how connected it is, no, it's pretty much impossible to answer that question because no,
Yeah.
it's just none of it. It makes any sense to if you try and connect it with any other property within this supposed shared universe. There is a massive gaping hole somewhere in that bridge. if
Yes,
you know what I'm saying.
I would
They-
argue. I would argue that the biggest gaping plot hole in this movie, well, maybe not the biggest, but one of the biggest, is named Frank Castle.
Oh, he fucking sucks in this film. He's
No, dude,
so shit.
it literally does not matter whether or not he sucks, which he does for the record. But the important thing is, how the hell is Frank walking around New York City in broad daylight, driving around it in broad daylight, firing guns out of a modified goddamn van, living in what appears to be a Navy docking yard where he just has a ship that he's fortified, okay, doing all of this under his own name, and this is after the events of everything else we've seen him in.
And Peter's just cool with him. Like, he knows where he is, and he's not like, I should probably.
No,
avoid
dude.
this."
Peter knowing where he is, Peter being cool with him, them having had an off-screen adventure, fine. That is honestly fine. I will blank slate that, just wipe it away. That is totally fine. But how the hell can that possibly be the same Frank Castle from not even the Daredevil universe, but from the Born Again universe?
I mean, the best example of this like fucked continuity is this movie is supposed to take place in the same universe as both Love and Thunder and Loki, the show.
Yeah,
How
well,
the
see, now
hell
that's
does, like,
dude,
that-
that's even more confusing because what we do know so far from Avengers' next movie is Loki is being considered canon in some way, shape, or form, but
Yep.
Love and Thunder seems to be utterly, utterly ignored,
Well, Loki's introduction, supposed
along with a great
introduction,
many other things. And
apparently
Sylvie's in as well, by the way. Did you guys see that tweet? Sylvie is officially in the movie. She will be.
That's
Of
great.
course
I was
she is.
Of
I
course.
was really anticipating that news, so I'm so glad to hear it.
Dick, are you in the movie? Just tell us.
I
Take
can
away-
neither confirm nor deny my potential appearance in any Marvel movie.
At the end of this episode, I'm gonna have a black screen and some white text turn up that says Dake will return in Avengers Doomsday.
I was just about to make that joke.
And I might chat. You don't know. I
Oh,
turn up
you know what?
everywhere.
I'm in the movie. I'm henchman number 4.
Am I the other guy in the other Doom
henchperson
costume?
number
Who
4.
knows?
I am in the movie as the guy who did the prompts for the AI that made the movie.
That made the script.
Wow.
All right. Look. Okay.
You
fine.
should actually be paid quite a lot of
Since we're
money in
getting
that
into it, fine. Okay. Look. I have signed an NDA, but I think I can read between the lines and the clauses. I think I might be able to drop a little bit of a hint. And just let me think this sentence through so I don't accidentally open myself up to any litigation.
Your Banshee.
I suppose it would be safe for me to say that I am playing a body double for a rather patriotic body part. I think that's
Wow,
vague enough.
you-
I think
you-
that's vague.
you-
I think
you
that's vague
play-
enough that legal will let me away with that one.
I can't believe you're playing Yelena's body double.
You mean he's playing her small potatoes?
Look, man, I'll have you know I have a very finely turned pair of ankles. All right.
I feel
But,
like my Banshee joke went over your head, Dake.
Because they
Yeah.
fly.
No,
That's
because he's
all right,
Irish.
They fly now?
Well, banshees by definition are Irish.
I
Fair.
don't know. I don't know. I've met a lot of them, but they didn't seem very Irish to me.
And for what it's worth, both of the superhero and supervillain equivalents in DC and Marvel are also both Irish. Are they? Yeah, they are. Yeah, Sean and Siobhan.
But we're still talking about Brown New Day, right?
Did you just say Brown New
Day?
Day?
Brown
You just said
Sorry.
Brown New Day.
No, sorry,
Has
my-
lanterns
my-
infected your thinking so much?
Yeah. What a great title for this video. Spider-Man Brown New Day.
Well, it is
Brown New
shit. So
Delay.
I guess it is.
Yeah, I mean, okay.
Guys, I have to confess, this movie is just it is terrible. It
Well,
is
there you go.
actually
Hang on, I'll
terrible.
stop you there, and then I'll ask you to start again because we've had Ark's opinion. So Dake, now you can give us a little rant.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm honestly not sure where to begin. I have now watched this movie approximately 2 2/3 times, and it is really, 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 really awful. Like, it is really, really awful. There is one thing, and I only noticed it in my third watch through. This would be the 2.5 part. When we see, I'm not going to be an asshole and call her Michelle. When we see MJ being swung by Peter the first time, she's not screaming in terror. She's not hiding her face. She actually seems to be almost enjoying the journey.
Mhm.
I will give them credit for that because I think that is a reasonably subtle way to indicate that, well, it's a pre-reveal hint that Jean is in control.
Yeah. Although I
So
guess you could possibly read into it that it's kind of the muscle memory thing that happens to Ned later on.
No, we can't. I was paying attention to that on the most recent rewatch. The next time when it seems to be unquestionably MJ in control, he's taking her home and she's not doing the squealing in fear, but she is doing a lot of hiding her face. And actually, this caught me on the third watch. There is a chance she does remember things and is lying to him.
are you getting that from the web swinging or something else?
Yeah. So her expressions. My God, I'm about to inadvertently compliment Zendaya's facial expressions in acting. Truly, we have crossed the Rubicon here. Her facial expressions, especially a lot of the eye work and the kind of close camera work they do in that second swing when he's taking her home post awkward conversation, a lot of it is very focused, which makes me wonder if they were trying to hint that actually she kind of may not have been entirely truthful there. I don't want to sound like I'm giving the film too much credit because I stand by my it is awful. But there is some subtlety. There are some subtle moments. There are some things that actually did take some depth of thought to get across. I'm wondering, considering the Ned reveal later on, I'm wondering, are we supposed to infer that MJ does in fact remember some stuff and chose to say otherwise?
Yeah, well, that's the funny thing about it's almost the irony of a bad film like this is that actually subtlety is really easy to implement in your film because stuff like that you can just have the idea on the spot and just go, oh, do you know what, this would be a cool little hint towards
No,
movies.
that's true. Yeah,
it's not difficult
hard
to implement, and it doesn't mean that you've got a good script overall, but it can add something to an already good script.
But it is hard to believe of this movie where all they did with probably somewhere in the region of 70, maybe 80% of their Easter egg and comic characters was just kind of lazily recreate a few comic covers with characters that are just in a montage, and that was it.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
I mean, imagine Iron Man 2 was this, but Tony fighting, I don't know, 4 or 5 derivative characters in armor. And that was most of his comic history. So, I mean, I'm not being an ass there. It's just, this would be an unacceptable movie if they did that. But with Spider-Man, it's fine, and it's celebrated somehow for the fact that they took 3 or 4 minutes out of their time to do nothing but comic book cover homages.
Actually,
not even comic book covers, actually. Sorry, spread pages mostly.
Yeah,
which is like, it's a nice touch.
Is make the entire film about that 3-minute segment, but instead they decided, no, we're just gonna.
I mean, look, you could have. Do you know what it is, right? It's basically Star Wars. It's the sequels all over again. So Watts went out, wrote his plan for the trilogy, and did the trilogy, gave us that plan for the trilogy, and it worked. It made sense. It brought us from high school young kid to now going out and facing the world with absolutely no support system. Like, this is a nice contained story, and it gives you a world of opportunities to go forward and move on with. And instead, Pretton decided, I'm going to immediately row back on all of that for vague hints that maybe they'll come back again. Like, bro, the whole thing was written so they didn't need to come back again, so that his entire support system from the previous trilogy was gone.
Mm-hmm. It was the whole thing was set up so that Spider-Man's character was had its potential maximized, like, in every way, and they just did nothing.
And for some reason, this opens with him having an expansive, and in fairness, if he's building his own AI, what we visually see is nothing compared to what's under the hood for the fucking PCs he must be running.
Yeah,
he has those. He has what appears to be some form of combination between a 3D printer and an automatic sewing machine.
He has all that. He has an apartment that's paid for.
Well, they do give us something for the apartment. I'll be fair about that one. We get the scene. We get the scene where he goes to view it, and the guy goes, "No one comes up here because it's full of fucking asbestos." And Peter just looks around, takes in the size of it, and goes, "It's perfect." Now, I suppose I am going to be a little generous here. I suppose I can buy that Spider-Man would go, fuck it, I'm immune to asbestos. It's fine. So I guess that could explain the big apartment, but it doesn't do anything for the tech.
Also, you have to assume, does that mean, like, Peter's paying that guy under the table, and if so, how?
Well, he doesn't have a job.
I mean, I guess he has to be paying him under the table because it's clearly an illegal let. Like, you can't rent out somewhere that's full of asbestos.
Especially in New York.
Even if the guy says yes, it's fine. Like, that's not okay. No, you're on the hook for anything that happens to him. So it has to be an under the table deal. But where's he getting the money from?
Yeah, that's the thing, because we don't see him going to work a job or mention working a job, or he seems to just.
He expressly says that he has nothing in his life other than being Spider-Man several times. The movie goes out of its way to hammer that point home. He has no social life. He has no work life. He has no He doesn't even go for a beer on a Friday night. Like, he is Spider-Man 24/7.
Yeah, I would almost say that's kind of the point they're trying to make. The idea of he is letting Spider-Man consume his life to a point.
Like,
Like that,
thematically, that's what they're trying to do with the whole movie. It's just like, it can work in a character sense, but forcing it ham-fistedly into the biological sense, like, I kind of feel like they chose to do that because they wanted the inhibitor that would work on any powers.
yeah, they definitely that was definitely part of their goals. I feel like that was probably Marvel mandated.
Yeah, no, I could honestly, I could see and easily believe that being studio note. Like, we need this thing, make it be part of the script. We don't care.
Which makes it's so much more believable for them to have, for Spider-Man to have invented an inhibitor for his own powers like that, but especially because he's focused in on one type of DNA, one DNA strand, the arachnid mutation sort of thing. Like, that's so much more believable that somebody could achieve that in such a what is seemingly such a simple, easy way.
But then he immediately figures out. He immediately is like, okay, so I can just do this for every superpower.
Yeah, like, that is insane, and that just doesn't.
Well,
no one believes that, surely.
Guys, it's worse. It is worse than that. He doesn't even immediately figure out I can do this to every power. That is a byproduct of him making it to work on him.
So
Yeah.
how the hell would it
Like,
work?
he has in his hands something that will work on anybody with powers, and he tunes his one to work on him. Then he has the realization of, oh wait.
But like, how would this work on something like Beast or Nightcrawler, who have physical mutations rather than ones you want to see?
Well, all we can do is speculate.
Mutation.
Like, all we can do is speculate in that case, right? Well, it didn't work on Hulk because he couldn't get it through the skin.
Yeah, but we're told that it would have if they had gotten it on Banner before he changed. So, assuming that is the case,
it probably would, because the movie tries very hard to tell us that Peter is basing his work making this on Banner's work making his.
Yeah, I think that's
so. There is a straight line there. The problem is, Peter, for no apparent reason other than loneliness, has begun biologically mutating into a spider hybrid.
No, it's worse than that. It's implied he's already been kind of mutating, but it's exasperated when he finds out he's in the deck chair.
I think you meant exacerbated.
He's feeling exasperated.
I imagine he is definitely feeling exasperated.
Yeah, I used the wrong word. Okay,
he's so exasperated
it's
from
the right
his
word
exacerbation.
Now. I've changed
This is going back into last night's conversation about etymology all over again.
It is a little bit. I mean, I've just realized, by the way, we've started, so we may as well finish, and Rangi's going to leave in like 20 minutes or so, so we may as well let you give us your broad thoughts as well.
All right. So there's things I like there's ideas I like that the movie is doing. The best way I've likened it and kind of consolidated my thoughts is this movie feels like it was a okay first draft that then you handed off to a committee of retards.
Yeah.
And then gave a bunch of studio notes like the inhibitor. Like, I don't see a reason why Spider-Man is even using the inhibitor. Like, no, just spend like two or 3 days learning how to use your powers again, or a week, or whatever, however. Like, I don't know. Are you really or redesign your mechanical web shooters?
Yeah, well, I don't understand that, because why does he have the impression that this stuff is bad immediately? Like, he doesn't.
Oh, the AI told him so.
Well, no, the AI just said you can't use your mechanical web shooters at the same time as the biological.
Actually, technically, it didn't even tell him so. It just went arachnid hormones increasing, and he immediately assumed that was bad. And as for the web shooters thing, I said this earlier on the movie. Why can't he just put the mechanical ones on the outside of his wrists and use both?
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason why.
Yeah, because the AI said so.
Mm-hmm, yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, if it had been the case
it seems like it's right there, you know.
But like, let's say,
just put them on the other side of the wrist, man. It's so easy.
Yeah,
you could probably just tape over the organic one. I don't know.
Like, I could believe that he would think it was bad if maybe, like, let's say actual arms were growing out of his side, and like, or he was becoming like more hairy or something like that, and it was like, fuck me, or like an eye was growing out of the side of his face. Like, if it was something like that, obviously that's like shit. You should probably try and do something about this. But all that happens to him is that his senses increase. He actually gets more sensitive. His spider sense becomes more sensitive and more effective, and then he's able to create webs without using technology. Like, surely all of that is advantageous to him.
Something which freaks him out unmercifully in the movie, despite him and another Spider-Man talking about how cool that was about a third Spider-Man only 1 movie ago.
Mm-hmm. And
but
he
also
he's had 4 years to consider the possibility that this might actually happen to him.
I feel
And
like
apparently it just never occurred to him.
I feel like the idea here is supposed to be the idea that oh well, he's he freaked out because he can't really control these powers anymore because they're changing. But I'm just thinking like, dude, like, and like then you have the thing where he loses control with the
But Randy, they appear to be changing solely because he has made himself a voluntary incel.
that is also true.
That kind of like
that's like a bit of an
that was making a
oxymoron.
cell at that point.
But the movie well,
He's
it
just
is,
a cell.
I should have said a
You're
voluntary,
a
a
moron.
volcel. Yeah, sorry, a volcel. There we go. There's
Yeah.
a great. You're welcome, Chad. Enjoy that one.
That sounds like some kind of like drug. That sounds like some kind of like off-brand
Actually does.
drink.
It sounds
does
like
sound-
something in this movie. Volcel.
No, you were right the first time. It sounds like a drug. It sounds like some sci-fi drug.
It's like
A
one of the
volcel.
ingredients to those like sleep hot chocolates that all the conservative influencers try and sell you.
Sleep hot chocolate. No, we'll address
No,
that later.
does
We only
nobody
have, we have
understand-
limited we have limited Ranky time.
I'm surprised
There you
nobody
go.
understood that. Okay, fair enough. Let's move on.
Ark probably did, but it sounds like a particularly English thing.
Maybe.
I know we don't have any sleep hot chocolates.
I have 15. I have 15 minutes, so I can continue there. Because I feel like the base idea of Jean Grey as this kind of like person who is hard. The base idea they want to do, not what they actually do. The hard done mutant kind of comes across as a villain, and then Spider-Man, Spider-Man figures out the twist of, oh, this damage control agency I've been working with, they aren't actually as up and up as I thought. And basically, like her being actually a sympathetic character the whole time that's just kind of not trying to save their sister, not really thinking as much about consequences. I think that could have been done well. The problem is half the movie they just have her fucking with them and trying to kill people.
Dude, she's not even trying to kill people. She is murking people left and right. What are you talking about?
Well, but that's the thing. Even if wouldn't it be? I think it would be one thing if there is a case or two where she almost gets somebody killed and then she like almost leaps back into their body or somebody else's body to try to protect that person.
Yeah.
And,
Well,
like,
the defenders of the movie are arguing that she didn't get anyone killed because A, we didn't actually
The
see
writer
any
said.
bodies, to which I have only one word to say to you. One word and 4 numbers. Avengers 2012. How many people died?
Mm.
How many bodies did you see? Shut up.
He killed 80 people in 2 days.
yeah.
She probably was adopted, and she was adopted.
No, he didn't. He couldn't have. We didn't see any bodies.
Oh wait.
so-
She's adopted, so she's not even related to the sister who's also a telepath with the exact same powers.
No, I think they were both adopted together. They have to be biological.
In which case,
Well,
just
see,
get
now,
over
in
it.
that
I mean,
case,
you can get
between-
another sister from the foster home or whatever.
Experiments, mind control, adopted sisters. You'd think this would be resonating with Yelena on some level.
Yes,
Yeah, that's
you would
also
think
true.
so.
That's also true. But have you considered it?
And then she directly references it and laughs it off.
Yeah,
That's
have you
fine.
considered? But counterpoint, Dake, small potato.
Okay, so I just had a thought about that fucking.
That's an excellent point. And as an Irishman, of course, I understand the potato argument much better than most.
No. So I want to just discuss that fucking thing because
Dake,
Damage
can I
control-
just finish because I have to go like
yes,
in
right.
5 minutes. There's a lot of other things I find frustrating. And watching it or listening to it earlier with Dake, I kind of realized a lot more issues. Like one of the things I hate the most though is the tone. I talked about it with these guys a bit, but it feels like they're trying to go to like a flanderization of what normies think comics are, and as far as seriousness, if you know what I mean, you know what I mean, Dick.
Well, they
Like-
certainly do with Punisher. That's inarguable. They flanderize him completely in this movie.
Well, yeah, because everything is jokey and there's no consequences to anything that happens, really. Like, Spider-Man almost kills a cop. He's not arrested. He's not charged. Nobody like, there's no public
He doesn't
outcry.
just almost kill a cop. He almost kills a cop, which means he injures the cop, and we're told the cop isn't okay. He does the same thing to a female civilian in the same scene. He destroys public property, endangers just about everybody around him, and destroys what, three vehicles, I think, in that same scene.
Yeah,
And it's just hand waved away with "I need you to lock in." Like, what the fuck are you doing?
The same with like Punisher is kind of almost treated with kids' gloves. It's like this guy's a mass murdering psychopath. You have Jean and what she does in the resolution with all of that, and it's like this is just nobody allowed to have any consequences for their actions whatsoever. If it literally feels like what normies think comic books are, where they think it's just a bunch of jokey, stupid stuff with no consequences and nothing matters.
Which gives credence to your theory about the retarded committee just, putting together this is kind of like their vague idea of comic books, and they've just gone, you know what, let's just
the
put that on the
council of
screen.
retards had to.
Guys, it's actually
Council of
worse.
Retards.
It's actually worse than you think it is, and I want to get this out while Rangi's here. It's not consequences; it's agency. Nobody in this movie has any agency. Frank does everything he does because he feels a sense of guilt/debt to Peter. Peter does everything he does because he feels a sense of longing/remorse for Ned and MJ, mostly MJ.
And also because Yelena tells him to.
No, but it goes on and on, right? Yelena does nothing because she isn't told to do anything.
Jean does everything she does to fuck with Peter because the writers need to make it so that she's a twist villain, even though she's a twist hero.
No character. There's not a single character in this movie. They are all set pieces to be moved around the board to achieve aims for later projects. I was going to say movies, but I'm thinking about it. They could easily be fucking cancelled TV shows. Like, there's not a character in this movie. There's just set pieces being moved around a board.
Yeah, as Dick said earlier, though, I hate that there's no continuation of the storyline John Watts was obviously setting up. There's no change in Spider-Man. There's no change in Spider-Man or his friends' behavior. They still act like they did when they were like 15, 16.
Yeah, Ned hasn't changed a bit. Not a single fucking bit.
Yeah, like there's no added maturity. And this is
he might be stupider.
This is just after they got Ned and MJ get out of college too. Like
get out of MIT, not just any. It's not state college. They get out of MIT, and Ned starts immediately Instagram posting their addresses.
Yeah, I think Ned is in a battle with Frank for like the most flanderized character in the film. Really, it's the two of them are just like complete caricatures of themselves. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Well, Peter, I feel like is kind of in that competition too. Like
Peter isn't flanderized. They can't figure out who the hell Peter is in this movie.
That's true. But I've got to go now. So thank you very much for having me. I'm sorry I couldn't stay longer.
That's okay. Thanks for joining for as long as you could. Do you want to? I know you've got something coming up with Dake. Do you want to plug it quickly? Or
So I'm Rangi Nui. I do gameplay, which I haven't been able to get on to doing as much recently. I'm going to try and make up for that here. I can't say soonish, but when I can. I'm also doing a project with Dake where we're going through and we're going to be doing coverage and reviews of the Lantern Show episode by episode. So look out.
In case anyone's curious, I still haven't forgiven him for that, and we haven't even started yet.
Check out my channel. I do stuff occasionally.
He does do stuff.
Thank you very much once again for having me, Shane.
No worries. We'll have you back anytime you want.
I also am on Iron Mandrill's channel on the Monkey Business podcast. So
yes.
The other thing I'm plug.
And apparently I'm going to be on that channel too sometime in the near future. So that's going to be fun.
Yep. All right. I've got to go. I've got to get to my event.
Yep.
See you later.
Enjoy yourself. Have fun. Ark, do you want to make your point you were going to make before Rangi stole the microphone?
I would, but I've kind of forgot what I was going to say.
I think it was something to do with the Yelena scene.
Yes. If I can recall the rest of what it was going to be.
Something about potatoes, probably.
Yes, that was it. So, in Homecoming, they established that, presumably because of the Sokovia Accords set up in Civil War, that damage control is now cleaning up every post-Avengers battle. They collected all the tech.
Yeah, well, to use the DC term, I'm not sure what the MCU term is, but to use the DC term, damage control presumably take care of all the cleanup after any metahuman incident.
Right. So, and obviously, fucking She-Hulk has done away with the Sokovia Accords in a throwaway line, and everyone was like, why the fuck would you do that? The Civil War is your best movie, and you've bent it over a barrel. Well,
to be fair, they had to. It's not like they could introduce any more characters if powers were outlawed.
But just
I'm not defending it. I'm just saying mechanically they had to get rid of the Accords. They jumped the gun. They did Civil War way too early.
But they could have done it in a more serious, less throwaway way. Like it was so flippant and silly.
Doing it in the
Oh yeah, no,
She-Hulk show
it was a terrible way to get away to do it. I'm not defending that in any way, shape, or form. I'm simply saying I can understand the logical reason why they had to do it. Like you can't have the Accords there when you have what? I'm only spitballing here, but look, what the slate at the time when that was done was probably what, like another 4 or 5 shows with 3 or 4 already out at that point. Like you can't keep introducing new characters. Well, I suppose they do ignore all canon anyway, actually. So I guess you could have. Go ahead.
We can get into that another time. But my point is that like Damage Control and the Avengers, the originals, were very closely linked from the creation of Damage Control. Like they were working together to keep the debris and the technology safe from people like Vulture. So for the new Avengers to exist, even without the assistance of the Sokovia Accords, they kind of need to be working with Damage Control. If Yelena is in control of the new Avengers, why is she not concerned that Damage Control is being attacked?
Why indeed?
Especially considering that, like, the last time some shit like this went down, Vulture almost stole a whole jet full of Iron Man tech, full of Ultron tech, full of Chitauri tech.
I have seen an argument made online that Yelena may in fact be controlled by Jean in these scenes, and I have to say, I can see why the people who say that would say it.
Well, they say
but
it because
I think it's a deeply, deeply retarded argument, and worse perhaps than that, it is bone deep cope, you guys. It is absolute copium. There is no way.
They say it because it's
in fact
the easiest
Yelena's
way to defend against all of the retardation in the film.
Think about what we're shown in the movie, though, right? Yelena's sanctuary might actually be the one place we see in the movie that is reasonably secure against Jean.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing.
Now it's narrow.
She knows where it is, or
Well, like it's an above ground floor spa in New York in an old building. Like you're talking narrow corridors. You're talking short lines of sight. 33 feet is not going to be so much of an issue. Like if you're talking tactically, it's almost like that building was chosen specifically so as Yelena couldn't possibly be targeted by Jean. But that wouldn't make sense unless they had a lot of scenes for that they could.
Yeah, and she clearly considers Jean to be not worth her time anyway, so the idea that she would protect herself...
Well, no, the idea in their argument is that when Yelena says the small potatoes thing, it is in fact Jean saying that.
Yeah. But the trouble is, like I was saying, it's like a perfect, inarguable defense against any character.
Oh yeah, no, it's
being a retard.
Yeah, no, it's pure copium. It's post hoc bullshit. They're like, I have found a way to rationalize this in my head after the fact, and I would like to share it with all of you like-minded people so that we can make it the actual argument. I'm sorry, but that's not how it goes. It doesn't work for either side.
The other thing with, like, I mean, for starters, I want to say, I have this habit of, like, when I hear really stupid shit, I'll, like, throw my glasses on my table and just sort of pinch my nose.
That's such great imagery. I don't even know what you look like, but I can picture that.
I did not know that, but I am now going to be picturing that forevermore.
Yeah. I feel like I had to bruise my nose from how hard I was pinching, because that was monumentally retarded on so many different levels. How can Yelena have been controlled with the 33 feet thing? Like, you would have to have been got within that distance, and Yelena just didn't notice.
Well,
and
okay.
It would have had to happen while...
I want to be clear. I have something of an answer for that, but I want to be absolutely and explicitly clear. I am not in any way sweeping for the movie. It's just after nearly 3 full watch-throughs, I have developed a possible theory. Except the thing about the possible theory is it doesn't work. Because Jean's range thing, fine. It's a stupid fucking limitation. I have no idea why they put it in. It's something they're obviously going to have to get rid of or retcon, so it's just giving yourself a problem for the future. Anyway, there is a simple way around it in New York. I don't know why would they ever show it, actually, because it's almost glaringly obvious, to the point that when I tell you, you're both going to go, oh shit, that actually is really obvious. Gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to a concept called Windows.
Are there windows in that
third floor? Well, she can look out a 3rd floor window, possess someone on like the 5th floor of the next building.
You're right. That's a good point.
Like, it's the idea that she has to be standing on the street to do it is just insane. Like, you invented this mechanic and you took no chances with it. You could do a lot
Yeah.
with that limitation. And instead, all they did was this makes it so he can track her.
My assumption is that
Because that's actually all it is. Like that's the only reason Jean has a range limitation in this movie mechanically is so Peter can track her.
And the whole
Yeah,
idea that she can
if
jump
she-
between
if she had-
people as well is fucking. It makes her so unbelievable.
Well, she can. Like she
Yeah.
can. She
No, I
literally
know, yeah.
can. But like comics or any other media, Jean wouldn't have to because she's so strong that she can possess someone from fucking anywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
It doesn't
especially when you
matter.
factor in Cerebro.
Like the tracking, well, it doesn't, like it. Well, yeah, fine, yeah. If you want to consider that, then yes. But Jean, of all people, certainly doesn't need it. Emma barely needs Cerebro. Jean certainly doesn't. But when you think it through, the only reason they did the 33 foot is as a way for Peter to mechanically track Jean. So they did it the range limit, and they gave the big visible jerk reaction to when you have been left. Not when you've been possessed, but when you've been left. They're careful to show that.
What would happen? I mean, I presume this has happened given how often she does it, but like, she could leave someone and they do like the jerk thing and just stumble into like in front of a train or a car. Like,
Well,
that's
here's the thing, right? There's such an easy workaround. You're Jean. You're possessing X person. You don't want to give away your position to someone that you know has a way of tracking you, whatever it might be.
X person.
Now, Ark, I know you're an Assassin's Creed fan, so I'd like you to think Assassin's Creed for a second. How would you get around that? Because I know what I'd do.
I mean, they literally set up a way at the start of this movie and they just completely drop it for no apparent reason, and that's apparently people can like sense when she jumps in and out of people with this spice.
No. It's Peter can't sense when she jumps. He notices when she jumps because his senses are heightened compared to average humans.
Yeah.
So where we may not notice necessarily the chain of people reaction to her jumping in and out of them, he does. That's what the movie tells us, so we have to assume that that's how it works.
Yeah, like you don't even need like some eagle vision bullshit. You just like have that still be a factor with your tiny senses.
Eagle vision wasn't even what I was thinking, dude. It's a way simpler mechanic. Sit down on a bench and close your eyes and leave. That's it. Sit down, put your head back, relax for a second, and leave. Whatever physical jerk there is will literally physiognomically. What's the word I'm looking for here?
Physically?
Physiologically?
Yes, I was getting confused between I'm not even going to try. This is I was confusing myself. Don't, guys. I'm tired. I had a long work day today. I'm sorry. There will be certain brain farts here. I apologize
Isn't
in
it
advance.
pretty insane how the three of us are all living in the same time zone, but we delayed this recording so that a guy who could only be here for about half an hour could be here for half an hour. Fucking.
Well, it's
now
less-
we're sat
it's-
here at 1 a.m. presumably going to go for another hour or so. I don't know how long. But
It's less insane when you consider that Rangi is a pretty good friend of Ark and mine, so we do make allowances.
oh yeah, I mean it was I didn't have to include him here, but I wanted to have him on, so I am just as.
I
much
should always
to
have
blame as
Rangi on.
anyone else.
Rangi's good fun. He's good fun and he's got good insight.
Yes, agreed. See, listen, Rangi, if you're listening to this is how much you mean to us all.
Rangi, if you're listening to this, I want you to know the last sentence was a total lie, and I'm not forgiving you for Lanterns anytime soon. In fact, you have joined Ark on my list of shame and revenge.
Just to clarify,
I mean-
is this list of me and revenge or shame the other word?
Oh no! The literal definition of shame, not you, shame.
Good. Okay, good.
Sorry, I didn't think that one through entirely.
I did pick a
And as
strange
for
name.
Ark, you know what you did.
I mean, I feel like I'm paying my penance with what.
No, you are. That's true. Eventually, I will have no argument left to make.
Reference.
But in the meantime, you can tell Shane what you did.
So, in the span of, I think it was less than a week, because we're doing the DCEU movies.
I think it was
yes.
like 5.5 days, give or take.
We did Birds of Prey, Wonder Woman 84, and the Snyder Cut back to back.
Yeah, I think this was actually like one of the first conversations that I heard when I joined the server. Was that Dake complaining about this ordeal that you put him through?
In my defense, I think I have pretty good cause to complain about that one.
Yeah, I would complain too.
However-
I think you're perfectly justified.
Like any
However,
one of those is cruel and unusual punishment, but all three in a week is just like, why? I thought we were friends, bro.
In return for that, with someone else entirely different, I am being forced to watch all 3 seasons of Rings of Power, and I am.
Hang on. Hang on. How is Dab forcing you to do that in like my revenge? I didn't
Yeah.
co-sign this. What are you
Because I'm
talking about?
suffering.
That's not how this works. I have to make you suffer for it to be revenged.
Sorry, like just to be clear, I didn't like those 3 movies. So why? Like I thought we both suffered that. It was just my idea.
Yes, but that's the problem. It was your idea, and you owned it as your idea, and as such, I now get to make you suffer for making me go through it. And honestly, it's only worked because you've gone along with it so far.
Listen, there is
Actually,
still
that's
time for all of us to make each other hate each other.
Oh, we
because
don't hate each other. We just all torture each other.
Hey, Shane, I have a suggestion.
Go ahead.
You should join me and Dav for the Patterson cut of Ahsoka and Kenobi. Well, it's like 2.5 hours each.
What makes you think I would enjoy this?
You wouldn't. I just think it'd be funny.
What makes you think enjoyment was part of his requirements?
Fair enough. Well, now that you put it like that, I can completely understand why you would ask me. What's the Patterson cut of that?
It's basically like shortening them down to 2.5 hour movies like they were.
Fuck
to be,
yeah, I'll do
and-
that. That's easy.
And fixing.
I'm grabbing a
the
trailer replica.
I would actually be interested in that, unironically.
I'm genuinely. It's not going to be good, but like.
Oh yeah, it'd be terrible.
I dipped after 1 episode of Kenobi and 1 episode of Ahsoka. I'm not going to put my hands up. Yeah, I haven't seen the majority of those shows.
Yeah.
Fuck off if you think I want to willingly spend 8 hours of my life slogging through that shit.
No, I've seen the first episode of Ahsoka, and then I've seen the 2 episodes that cover Anakin Skywalker returning, and then I've seen, I've seen all of Kenobi. But I hate.
I can't believe I'm being forced into this position, but gentlemen, we may need to stay on target.
Stay on target.
Yeah,
Stay on target.
Where were we
No,
anyway?
I deliberately didn't use the soundboard.
We don't need to because apparently Ark can do a pretty good impression of it. Where were we anyway? What were we talking about?
We'll have less arguments and tangents when there's less of us on the stream. Yeah, of course I will.
We don't even Delta's not even here either, so there's no one to argue with. But we're still somehow dragging on random points.
Oh, that's something I wanted to talk about that really fucked me off. Like an hour after I first watched the movie. So I did the math on this. Math for you Yanks. This movie takes place roughly 15 years post Age of Ultron, and it's the first time that we've had a Hulk rampage since that movie. Both times he was being controlled by someone else. Why the fuck is like there should be consequences to this because it proves the Hulk is still a threat.
Yes.
I really wish you hadn't said that, Ark, but you have now sent me down a tangent path that I'm afraid I actually cannot not do.
Oh,
this is happening. Do you recall my Age of Ultron theory?
Oh, yes.
Yes, and did you see the Vision Quest trailer?
Yes, I don't agree with you that I remember seeing a message. You say that. Sorry, I'll let you go on.
Did you mention?
Well,
the
no.
last...
You can say it. You can say it.
So, Mr. Dake's theory is that there was, I believe, a version of Ultron still out there, specifically like a robot that was still out there.
Yes. Okay. Actually, I'll to be entirely clear, my argument was the last Ultron bot that we see Vision off screen, and I hope you can hear the air quotes, deal with in Age of Ultron. Yeah. I have never believed that one was actually gone. I figure worst case scenario from Ultron's perspective, the body was obliterated, but Vision, being who Vision is and was even in that movie in his introduction, would probably have preserved a copy.
Okay.
And the trailer for Vision Quest seems to prove me very handily correct.
The problem with that is, as correct.
Well, either I'm right, or for some reason, Vision 2.0, who is apparently in his own mind a questionable copy of the first one, also has a copy / hallucination of Ultron in his head.
Yes.
Which one makes more sense? I mean, my read on this, I'm not saying this to try and bolster my own argument, but the only way I can read this that makes any sense to me is, assuming I am right, when Vision 2.0 gets given the memories of Vision 1.0, so when Vision gets given real Vision's memories from a fake version of Vision that Wanda remembered anyway, when he gets those memories, presumably Ultron would be copied over. I'm guessing since this Vision has the memories but not the personality, and the trailer makes a point of actually giving us a line to that effect, it means that there's a chance that Ultron might be able to actually have some control in this one.
Yeah,
but either way, it does seem to say that no, not every Ultron was killed. which was my base argument, chat. Sorry, went on a bit of a tangent. That was my base argument. I've never believed every Ultron was killed. I've never believed that Vision would be willing, especially in his original incarnation in Age of Ultron, I've never believed that he would be willing to absolutely snuff out Ultron the way he supposedly did. It doesn't fit with the character at all.
Shame, you should title this this video "Brand New Delay" because we are just not going to get to talk about. We should be talking about like sort of random shit that isn't.
Wait, no. Brand new tangent.
Brand new.
Nah, I think delay
conversation.
works better as a play on delay.
Well, to be fair, this is fitting. Like it is in keeping with the movie. They do everything they can to delay the main plot as well.
And it's also in keeping with the history of this show. So we're all in character right now.
Right.
I'm never out of character. I'm like Rags. I live my character.
So you are a wolf.
Yeah. So Hulk should be. What's the situation with Ross at the moment after the last Captain America movie?
Presumably, he is heavily imprisoned.
Yeah, he. I can't remember the end of that film. What happens to him?
I think he gets sent to the RAF, right? Like he has to.
Yeah, he's definitely no longer president. So yeah, I guess he's arrested.
Have you guys seen the interview of I think it was might have been a recent one, of someone asking Harrison Ford, so what is it in your head that makes you like suppress wanting to talk about how shit these movies are? And he said the money is a good way of suppressing it.
Yeah.
He's the fucking irony of this sentence is not lost on me. But despite the fact he's not actually an actor by profession originally, the man is an actor's actor. You do the job and you go home.
Mm-hmm.
For any of our wrestling fan friends and potential wrestling fan chat future friends, you do the job and you go home. You know how it is.
Reminds me of I can't remember who it was, but someone was saying that Adam Driver shouldn't have taken the role as Magneto to try and stay away from Disney, and it's like, no, he's an actor doing a job.
Whoa!
Wait, isn't he
Hold
Mr.
up. I saw something about him as Mr. Sinister. What are you talking about, Magneto? Because him as Magneto, I could actually be down for. Him as Sinister, I don't think I think
they saw the long black hair and they were like, we know a guy.
Oh yeah, no, my mistake. Yeah, he's Mr. Sinister.
Yeah, but sure, Sinister is usually fucking short black hair anyway. So,
well,
like I can see Driver doing a good job as Sinister. I can. Like the man is a good actor. I'm not gonna shit on him just for Star Wars.
I mean, I will shit on him for Star Wars. I think him being in this film is basically confirmation that Mr. Sinister's going to be killed off in the first film because, like, it's kind of the Christian Bale thing. It's like, why would an actor like that want to commit himself to the MCU for the future?
Think about it though, right? Killing Sinister doesn't really mean that much.
No, exactly. That's my point. Is like they can kill him off, and it'll be like, yeah, we got Adam Driver in the film, once.
Yeah, but no, dude. Think about Sinister's usual MO. It's all genetic manipulation. It's all genetic. Oh, okay, right. So his whole shtick basically is genetic manipulation, from like the Victorian age and cloning. So
okay,
most of the mainline Sinisters that happen are the same guy in different bodies.
Okay.
Sorry, yeah, my mistake. He is playing Mr. Sinister.
Like Sinister is heavily linked with X-Men lore, especially with the Summers family. Well, there's a reason 2 of the Summers are named Nate, and it is not accidental.
Dan,
yeah,
you paid for that misspeak arc.
I don't. I feel like he could be fine as Mr. Sinister, but he would have been a better Magneto.
Yes, I agree.
I actually totally agree. I think he could be a good Sinister. I think he could potentially have been a great Magneto. Also,
the elephant in the room, I've just seen the release date for the MCU X-Men movie, 5th of May, 2028.
They've released a date already?
Apparently.
That is brave.
Yeah.
Especially after Blade.
And especially before Doomsday as well. Like, that could completely kill them.
Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they kill them. Like, I understand this. So, in order to have the old cast reprise their roles, they will be in the X-Men pre-Doomsday movie. They will die in that movie, or some of them may survive until Doomsday and then die in that movie. At which point, post, what was the other one? Doomsday and Secret Wars. So post Secret Wars, we will get an entirely new cast. We know this already. This is not supposition.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
We know this. We will get a whole new cast of X-Men.
Yeah, but
Well,
my
presumably.
yeah, I mean, I do think that there is potential for the MCU to completely fuck itself 10 times over and then still somehow manage to sort of reboot in a way. Especially because the X-Men, I don't think most normies consider the X-Men to be related to the MCU because they haven't been for so long anyway. So it probably isn't going to be a problem. But it does seem a little bit of a risk to be like, oh, in 2 years' time we're going to release this big X-Men film after we've already
But
released.
it's not even 2 years. It's like a year and a half.
Well, yeah, you know, yeah, exactly. But like, the point is, they're going to release 2 huge Avengers films in the meantime that could feasibly ruin any and all interest in the MCU from the average person.
Well, it's worse even than that. They are, in fact, in a very real way, intended to ruin the universe going forwards.
Yeah.
That's the goal of those 2 movies. They want to break it and rebuild it. Literally, like very literally, they want to break it and rebuild it.
Is it okay if I talk about the leaks for Doomsday, or is
Yeah,
that?
yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
So,
I actually haven't heard much of the leaks, so I'd be curious to hear them.
So this is, I believe it was Dav who told me about them, and this is like some vague recollection. So pinch of salt. Hugh Jackman's Wolverine goes to Tobey Maguire's universe, and this is, that's like the part.
This much I've heard. So Toby's Spider-Man apparently has to fight the OG live-action X-Men
Yeah.
and lose, I think.
Yeah. His world apparently gets completely destroyed.
For like them inadvertently causing an incursion in his world. So they're basically rehashing No Way, like the end of No Way Home,
right?
Or certain scenes from Loki, depending on which Josie Rennick, or Deadpool and Wolverine. God damn, they've done us a lot.
I believe that this eventually leads to both that universe and the X-Men universe getting wiped out, including all of the old cast.
I don't know about including, but it does kill the universes. It's not clear if people make the jump to. I'm just going to call it Battleworld for now, because we have to assume it will be Battleworld.
The only
I'm assuming Toby will make the jump. They're not gonna just kill him off that quick. They're gonna give him a more dramatic death than facing X-Men for no reason. He'll die on Battleworld.
I think
I would say 80-ish% sure.
Apparently, well, I've definitely heard this somewhere, that anyone who dies earlier in the film is essentially resurrected again for Battleworld later.
Oh, of course.
So it basically doesn't matter what happens.
I was afraid. I was afraid that might happen, but yeah, okay.
That it might be speculation from people who are aware of.
We're doing it again, yay!
That could totally mean that they are just going to bring back Tony Stark Iron Man for a cameo.
Oh yeah,
They could.
I didn't think of that. So yeah,
you must be the only person who hasn't thought of that, because a lot of speculation online has been Iron Man versus Doom.
Oh, I guess I didn't think they were even. What's the sentence? I didn't think even they could be that cringe.
Ark has insufficient experience of depravity.
To be fair,
I so rarely get to drop that quote.
Which of the I think I've seen Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
You have. We watched that. It's terrible.
I think I did 1 or 2 episodes of WandaVision, and then I just dipped on that show because I was just monumentally bored.
I watched all of it. It is also terrible.
I did 1 episode of Moon Knight. I actually liked that 1 episode. The first episode.
Oh yeah, Moon Knight is kind of similar to WandaVision, where it begins with a somewhat interesting premise and then shits the bed very quickly.
What's your fuck Loki? Fuck Loki. I know. I watched a few episodes of that with some friends of ours.
Watched all of season 1.
Yeah,
I didn't watch season 2.
Same.
I saw season 2 through Mauler. I feel bad.
What other shows they've done? Yeah, but point being,
Agatha. They did Agatha.
Oh, fuck it, yeah, they're calling it a trilogy.
And
Vision Quest and Agatha.
Hang on, no, you missed a couple. Hang on, let me see what I can remember. Okay, so you missed Agatha, you missed Hawkeye, you missed She-Hulk.
Yep.
I feel like I'm missing something that should be glaringly obvious.
Echo and Ironheart.
Echo, yes, Echo and Ironheart. Oh my god.
Didn't do either.
Do you know what, Shame? Actually, thinking about it, you may have chosen just the perfect name for your YouTube persona.
Yes.
You make me feel shame just by reminding me of the things they have done to what they own.
That is my job.
Yeah, but a point being that I am not like as up to date with Marvel bullshit as perhaps you guys are or people in chat are.
I wouldn't say I'm up to date so much as I'm occasionally paying attention to.
Yeah, I would say I'm somewhat aware because anything I don't watch myself, I do try and keep abreast of it, and will make sure I watch some sort of coverage of it. So I would say I understand every issue that people have, if it's not one of my, even if it's not one of my own. But to be honest, this film brings up so many. Just to bring it back to Brown New Day. This film somehow
Must we could keep talking other things.
We could just fundamentally change the subject of this video, but no,
we could totally stand the EFAP meme on its head. Why are we talking about X? Spider-Man is coming out. We could just do it the other way.
Oh yeah.
Why are we talking about Spider-Man? X is coming out.
But I think this film, I mean, Ark is potentially proof of this very point. Is this film has so many problems in itself and so many hints towards universe law breaking problems that you don't even have to have known anything that came before it to understand just how catastrophic its holes are.
Well, it's not really a movie, is it? Like it's
a collection of references and people doing bullshit.
I think it's. I'm sure there's a better way to phrase this, but right now I'm just too tired to actually think of what it might be. But I think of it as kind of a collection of three things. No, there is a word for that. Triptych. Thank you, Sander Cohen. Thank you, my fucking Bioshock obsession. It's a triptych in movie form. It is trying to set up what's coming. It is trying to include what is gone, even though we're not supposed to be doing that, and the entire trilogy was geared around that, but never mind, because Creedon is the director.
It's trying to pretend as though it has used what came before. It's like anyone who is trying to cope for the film or defend it will say.
Pretend though. Like it every time it acknowledges something that happened before, it immediately takes time out of its day to walk across the street and shit on it.
But it's one of those like vapid arguments.
We don't need Stark Tech to be Spider-Man. Okay, so we have Stark Tech, but we're not calling it Stark Tech. Great, yeah. Inspired. We don't need Ned and MJ. We immediately bring back Ned and MJ. Not even immediately bring back. The first thing we do to establish character in this movie is we show Spider-Man obsessively internet stalking both of them for a minimum of 4 years.
Because clearly TASM 2 wasn't doing enough.
And then continuing in real life, in person, once they turn back up in New York.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
They literally cannot let it go. It's like it's literally like Spider-Man himself made the film. He was so obsessed with his two high school friends that he couldn't possibly write a movie without them, and he just had to drag them back into his life.
Right? Let's spin this out into a story that we ourselves try to weave. Okay. You're at the end of No Way Home. You're given the next movie. And the studio says, we want these actors. What do?
Kill them off in the first 5 minutes. In a brutal... do the Gwen Stacy scene in TASM 2. And
I literally said that.
They just splat.
I literally said that in the MJ Fall scene that we were watching earlier on. I literally said that exact same thing. That would be something they could do to actually put some impact in that movie. Genuinely, just fucking kill her. Give her Gwen's death. Kill her off that way. Bring in Black Cat or Gwen in the next movie for the next love interest and slowly move away and build towards real MJ. Which is not me being spicy, future chat. Like, Michelle consistently refuses to be referred to as MJ. She doesn't like that. She's not supposed to be seen as that MJ, and we have that from John Watt's mouth. So,
well, I'm even happy for them to ignore MJ, like the real MJ. I'm happy for them if they want to just think of Michelle Jones.
Yeah, you can.
MJ,
I mean, you can.
Fine,
like,
just ignore her.
You can have Gwen and not kill her. Like,
exactly,
you don't have to kill her. It's actually fine. You're allowed to do that. We don't expect a 1-to-1 rendition of the comics.
But even if
And
you
in a lot
want
of
Gwen,
cases,
have
we're happier
Gwen
if we
in
don't get
like the second film or the third film, maybe. Like like you said, have Black Cat as like a kind of
Well,
like
Raimi
an
did it and
in-between
basically
sort of
glossed
thing.
over. Like Raimi just had Gwen as another character.
Yeah. Like you can have
did the
Gwen as
same
a
thing with Betty.
yeah. But you can have Gwen as like a significant love interest, but have like a little in-between period where he doesn't really tie his colors to a mast of any woman in particular, and he has maybe like a little
Be careful. Be
fling.
careful what you say now. There is every chance that a Marvel exec will actually hear you say this, and will hear rather than what you're saying. Will hear. So what you're saying is we should make Peter and Paul a couple.
No. But just
So,
yeah.
wait,
go on, Art.
that's about you saying that is like going to give them more of an idea than anything Shane could have said.
Yeah, I may
That's
as
not
well
true.
just yeah.
He's got more subscribers than I have. He's definitely got the weight on this panel.
Yeah, I am the behemoth right here.
I would like
The giga tuber, if you will.
I'd like to quickly posit my what from the start, like after No Way Home, this was what I thought they were going to do with the fourth movie. Start introducing Venom, like not like
Tom Hardy.
Sony Venom.
Yeah.
Tom Hardy, yes, thank you. Not that one, like just another version of Venom. Have like the black suit arc and introduce Black Cat as a pseudo love interest. That would
Yeah.
fit with where Peter was mentally at the end of No Way Home. It would give like a way to differentiate this from the Home trilogy, and it'd just be generally really interesting because they fucked it up last time. So let's see.
And do you know what as well?
Well, they couldn't.
That would
They couldn't do that.
perfectly.
Yeah.
That would be so perfect to introduce Punisher and Daredevil at the same time. Because imagine you've got Spider-Man,
Yes.
a slightly darker version of Spider-Man with the symbiote suit, and he actually that would make sense why he would team up with the Punisher at that point because he's slightly more
Yeah.
willing to push.
A lot of it lines up.
Yeah, and then
Unfortunately,
Daredevil has to come in and oppose the two of them because he's like, this isn't you, Peter. You know.
Oh,
I know
I
we're
would
supposed
kill
to
for
be-
that fight. I would kill for that
Imagine
fight.
that would be
But-
fucking sick, and they fucking
unfortunately,
they
lads,
could have
it
done
doesn't
it.
work. No,
We
they
were
couldn't.
right
They
there,
couldn't.
man.
You know why they didn't? You know why they couldn't? In fact,
Yeah, because they undid it in Venom 3.
Nope, not even that.
Because
Right,
they
go
don't
on.
have they lack the brain power. That's why.
No, they lack the rights. They would have had to have Sony sign off on it.
Oh,
Sony
yeah,
would have
yeah.
said no.
But they almost did. Like
Would,
the end
but
of
would they
No Way
though?
Home,
Because
literally
Sony
set
want to
out.
make money too.
Sony want to make money, but Sony are looking at the possibility of doing a Venom 4 that has Tom Holland in it, and Marvel are looking at the possibility of doing a Spider-Man 5 that has Venom in it. And they do not make equal amounts of money for either corporation. Marvel want their bag, and Sony want theirs. They have what they can only see as a very successful Venom universe, because it is. Like, they're not good movies, but they made a lot of money.
I just think they've massively. I mean, you can do that. Even that same story I suggested. Then do that without
Guys,
the
I
symbiote.
swear to
then.
you,
You don't need the symbiote. for-
Something very like that was definitely mooted in the writer's room, and it was shot down by legal because of exactly what I just said.
Yeah, but then
That conversation did happen. Like, I promise you that conversation happened. There's no
Well,
way it didn't.
Well, then if
This
I,
is like how.
go ahead.
No, you first.
Oh, I was just going to say if that is true that was sort of floated as an idea and it was immediately shut down because of rights issues and everything, then fine, merge the two.
It can't not have been. It
No,
must have been.
I agree. Yeah, that's fair. But if that's the case, then just merge the two stories together. Have the arachnid DNA
then-
problem where Peter
but
becomes a
then
bit
the
darker
money-
and everything.
But then the ticket take gets split 3 ways. You have to remember, cinemas take a lot of money from the ticket take. They take 50% of every ticket.
Yeah. No.
Studios take the other bit.
I'm saying
So for
ignore
that
the
to happen,
symbiote.
yeah. But for that to happen, Marvel and Sony would have to agree that every studio that it releases in, every cinema that it releases in, gets 50% of the ticket, and they then share the other 50%. You don't understand just how incredibly vampiric and corporate this conversation has become.
Is this not the case with
Like,
all the Spider-Man
they
films,
see-
regardless? Though, no.
No, dude, they see 25% of a guaranteed $1 billion movie and go, well, we want 50 though.
Yeah, but was that not the case with this film? Because the rights issue is there with Spider-Man as
It was, yeah. No, it would have been, but that's why they would have made certain compromises. So Sony got to make a largely Spider-Man movie, but they got to include Yelena and Hulk. So they probably took a larger chunk, but they will have had to give Marvel significant concessions to get that. God knows what those concessions might have been. It could honestly have been anything. They could have given the rights away to fucking Hobgoblin. I don't know. I'm only spitballing here. Like, you wouldn't know.
hope
They could
so.
make any deal. Well, that's the thing. So Sony own every Spider-Man character. Like, they own the rights to everything connected to Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Marvel
yeah.
can't do anything touching Spider-Man without Sony saying yes. And for Sony to say yes, you have to give them something. And that something will always come down to the bottom line, which is the case for both corporations. So the only way these movies happen is if they find a compromise that they're both happy with. That's why we get such weirdly limited Spider-Man movies.
But that's the thing.
It's also why we get no Hulk movies, because it's the same deal, but Universal, who have made no deal with Marvel.
But either way, it doesn't. And I'm not saying you're saying this, but like, you can include, if you really have to have it that way, and you want to include the Hulk, you want to include Yelena, fine. But also include Daredevil. Make the Punisher behave in character, and don't gloss over the idea that there's a mind reader in Yelena's very city that she
Shane,
doesn't give a fuck
I have to
about.
ask you a very important question. When you say have the Punisher act in character, what is it you think is the Punisher's character in the MCU?
I
Because
don't think the
technically-
Punisher has a character in the MCU, but he has a character based on the show that he was in and the Daredevil Netflix show, which obviously I understand that is almost, it's so close to another universe that the writers
that's what I'm getting at.
consider
Like,
it relevant, but I just
we-
consider him to be out of character.
we haven't seen one John Bernthal performance as Punisher across media. We've seen 4 different performances by John Bernthal as the Punisher across media.
Yeah, but there's one obviously
So, like,
superior one.
what is his character at this point? Is it the most recent one? Is it the original one? Is it the fan favorite one? Well, I mean, the fan favorite is the original, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, this is why that's what I would appeal to is make
Like,
him
at-
more like that.
At this point, MCU Frank he's a blank canvas. You can just picture whatever the fuck you want on him, and the directors obviously are.
Okay, well then, at the very least, if you want to have him behave kind of like the comic relief, then at least don't make him a retard. Like, his intelligence
Frank-
level is removed. let
Frank
alone
can
his
be the
character.
comic relief. Like, Frank can be the comic relief with the Spider-Man team up. You can make that work. He can be the comic relief with almost anyone if you put enough care and work into the writing. Really, like, anyone can.
Yeah,
But they don't put that effort in. They go, he's gunman. We make him gunman.
So there was something I wanted to bring up with just how Punisher's been treated, like, sort of post Daredevil season 2, I'll say, where he's just constantly doing the big loud John Bernthal scream.
Yes, it is
the moon.
fucking incessant in this movie.
I would like to point out that there is a very poignant scene that sort of runs throughout, like, the second half of Daredevil season 3, where Kingpin says to Bullseye that sometimes you just get, but I'm paraphrasing, but he just gets so pissed off that the only way to let it out is to just scream, and that obviously, plays a part in Bullseye's character, and it does come back around in the final episode in a big way. It's a great episode, love that episode. They've just bastardized that in, like, everything with both Daredevil and Punisher going forward. They just scream because they screamed in the past.
Yeah,
It's never, like, to do with what they're going through.
yeah. Daredevil screams so much at this point that it's impossible to take any of the screams seriously.
Hmm.
And it's the same with the Punisher.
Hmm.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah, and the, like, so especially in Born Again, they have, like, this almost childish approach to swearing, for lack of a better term.
Yep.
Where, like, they will just drop fucks and shits, like, in every scene. It's like,
Mhm. But
this
from,
is your
from the
this-
mouth
this
of
is
Charlie
a
Cox
child-
himself as well.
this is a child's idea of what it is to be mature. You have blood, you have swearing, you have, I guess there isn't any sex in, well, there isn't a lot of sex in Born Again, but
Because they're cowards. That's the. I mean, I'm not even saying it from the other side of the childish maturity coin, but genuinely having meaningful sex scenes in your TV show does actually make it more mature, and they can't they can't do that because they're, I don't know whether they're embarrassed or they consider that to be one step too far, and they just want to go with, like, the boys' version of maturity, which is swear loads and have loads of blood. Although the boys does have gratuitous sex. It's just kind of that is the teenage boys version of sex scenes.
Oh, sorry, it's there's like a very how do I put this? Well, in just a lot of modern media now, there is a very conspicuous. Well, actually, no. To bring us back to a Brand New Day, there's that scene of Tom Holland. He nicked, I think it's Betty's top and pants, trousers that say "juicy," and it's like you wouldn't do that if it was a female character. You wouldn't be doing this if it was Haley Steinfeld playing Spider Gwen or Kate Bishop. You wouldn't do it if it was Yelena. You wouldn't do it if it was She-Hulk. No, it's because it's a male character.
Yeah.
Well, they couldn't do it if it was She-Hulk. They'd be much, much bigger trousers.
Yeah. No, it's true that they're happy to humiliate any of the male characters because apparently that's just okay to do for some reason. I've still yet to hear a logical explanation for that, but apparently it's all right. But going back to what you were talking about with the Daredevil thing, that's a fundamental mischaracterization of Daredevil himself. And I know that he's not in this film, so we shouldn't really be talking about it. But like it's on theme. Yeah, he should be, and it's on theme because of how they treat the Punisher in the film. Daredevil is very, devout Catholic character. He in his Netflix show he considers swearing to be not appropriate for someone of his faith, or at least even just his personality. He considers it not to be necessary.
I think the words you're looking for are a sin.
Yes, yeah, I know, but I was trying to be a bit more less
religious.
Yeah, it's less gratuitous, and it's more of a thing where it's like if it slips out, it slips out, but he definitely doesn't do it for effect. It's just not something he does. And in Born Again, he does it. He swears like a sailor.
Well, in Born Again, he's been doing it for several more years with no allies, so he's probably more annoyed. And why do I know all of these talking points from the idiots on Twitter?
Yes.
Oh,
there's a reason I left it. So I want to quickly pivot back to an aspect of this movie. Jean Grey. She is presumably going to be potentially going to be, sorry, I should say, in Avengers: Secret Wars. It's based on.
You can skip that arc. She's gonna be in, and she's gonna be Jean going forwards. This is confirmed.
Yeah,
now. Sadie is Jean. That's it.
But my thing is more. I'm not confident she's going to be in Secret Wars because it's about the young Avengers. Kate Bishop. I don't know who else is in it.
Oh, she will be, and I can almost write the scene now. But we'll wait. We'll get there. Do you want a spoiler? Do you want to know where she'll turn up or why she'll turn up?
Let me.
I'll give you both. I'll give you both and future chat a one-word spoiler for where I think Jean will turn up in Secret Wars. Franklin.
Okay.
Nope, that's it. I'm done. I said the word.
All right. I'm assuming some comic nerds will get what that means.
Oh yes, the comic nerds will definitely get what that means.
But so my thoughts are: at the end of this year, we have Avengers: Doomsday, and we have our X-Men from the Fox movies.
Yep.
Presumably, this might mean we get a cameo from Famke Janssen playing Jean Grey from those movies. I don't know. They might cut her out because they realize they are fucked if they have two versions of Jean Grey.
Dude, they're going to have two beasts too. Well, actually, wait. They might
especially
have
when one of them is much better than the other one. It's going to highlight the fact that the new one is shit.
Dude, they're going to have variants of everyone. Like, we're going to see, at the very least, all of the core X-Men. We will see two versions of. Core movie X-Men, I should say.
And so that will mean that I believe it's within a year, we will have, we will have different, like multiple versions of one character. And it's like, this works in comics where you can very easily differentiate between the multiverse, between continuities, between timelines.
It's funnier than you think, and I'm surprised you haven't copped it yet. But we might potentially see three different versions of Wolverine, two of them played by Hugh Jackman.
They didn't announce the new Wolverine actor, did they?
Not yet, but
I can imagine him being like a short cameo at the end of one of the either.
I don't know who it is, but they have chosen one by now. There is a new Wolverine by now. Like, he has been chosen, and they have just not released the name. I have two someones in mind that I would like it to be, but it probably won't be.
It's going to be Peter Dinklage, isn't it? Everyone knows.
I mean, we do need a good short king to play Wolverine,
stocky,
but
he's got a temper.
He's not really stocky, though, is he?
I mean, he's just physiologically naturally stocky. I suppose due to his.
I actually, I will have you know, Shame, I have in fact seen photographic proof of like swole dwarves.
I mean, Hornswoggle.
It is. Hornswoggle isn't swole. Like he's well, I mean, like he's a little bit, yeah, like a little bit. He's built, like he's jacked, but he's not, swole. But it does exist. There are genuine. I'm actually not sure what the accepted term is right now. I'm just gonna go with the average and say dwarves again because fuck it, I've already doubled down. But there are indeed like people of that persuasion who are jacked to fuck.
Yeah, you had a perfect opportunity to go into the midget monologue from In Bruges.
You would be surprised how much I'm actually trying to edit myself in real time here. Ark can probably back me up on that one a little bit. I'm usually less measured.
No wonder they're all blowing their heads off. People keep going around calling you a midget all the time. That was me trying to do an Irish accent.
Please don't ever try to do that again.
Specifically, Colin Farrell's accent.
Well, I'm sorry to tell you this. I'm sorry to tell you this, bro, but you failed. It sounded like a weird English theater student doing a Belfast accent.
That makes sense because I'm familiar.
You did
with
succeed.
Belfast.
You did succeed with an Irish accent.
I'm way more familiar with the Belfast accent, so I don't dabble with the Dublin accent at all, really.
Well, you won't get much of it from me, so I'm afraid I can't help there.
What was I going to say again?
Probably something to do with Brand New Day, because you're the only one who seems to have the discipline to stay on target.
I really don't.
It's true. Give him 30 seconds. He'll start talking about Linux.
Well, I do need to ask you if
No, wait. Not now. That wasn't an invitation.
I wasn't going to talk about Linux.
Yeah, no, you never do that.
I was going to ask if you'd heard of our Lord and Savior live action One Piece.
I think you'll find our Lord and Savior is named Waldrek.
Oh God, don't! I have that in store soon.
Look, man, unless someone in One Piece can make volcanoes at will, I don't want to know. Actually, someone in One Piece probably fucking can. What am I saying?
Yeah, you're not far off.
Okay, we are massively off target. Let's come on, guys. We're better than this. Do we need Leo? Is Leo the one that? No, he's not the one that keeps us on target.
Nah, Leo would have got irritated by something one of us said like ages ago, and we'd still be talking about it now.
We need someone else to be our Tard Wrangler.
I mean, it's normally Rangy, but he's MIA.
Rangy's not a Tard Wrangler. He and I will get bogged down for like 3 fucking hours over a pronunciation or something.
Oh yeah, but in these episodes, he tends to remind us that we are not talking about the subject we were supposed to be talking about.
Maybe we should get Falcon. Falcon's good with stay on target.
I mean, we might end up ruining the brand of the show if we just started talking about the things we were supposed to be talking about all the time. So maybe we should just leave how it is.
I was curious which way you were going to go with that sentence, because I was about to say the brand of this show so far is not talking about the thing we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. See,
I suppose like if we're about to
actually, I like that. We could actually lean into that and just fuck with the audience now and again. just mistitle or something like, yeah. We're going to talk. This is where we talk about Mortal Kombat. And we just watch Overboard.
No, but I would actually want to talk about Mortal Kombat.
No, you're not.
Overboard is a great movie. What are you talking about?
Every time someone brings up Mortal Kombat, we just shout them down.
No, there are 3 good Mortal Kombat movies, and there's Annihilation.
So,
I want to get that. Like,
there are 2.5. There are 2.5 good Mortal Kombat movies.
I was about to
and there's Annihilation.
I was still going to hold that over your head in the future because I remember you saying you do not.
No, I know. Yeah, no. Look, no, that's not true, Mark. I like the first new movie. I just really, 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 truly hate OC Man because he is needless.
Big Mac. So to cap off, because I know you said you wanted to go for another hour, and we're nearly there.
Oh no, I was just being vague. We can talk as long as we want, but I do think we should probably wind down because we are talking about nothing at this point.
Well, I would like to bring it back to.
We're not talking about nothing. We're just not talking about Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's more what I meant. Yeah. No, but yeah, continue.
I would like to talk about the that post-credit scene. There's a
Yeah.
whole lot of fucking nothing.
Oh shit! Okay, I have to mute for a second because the theater I was in didn't show the post-credit scene, so I'm just gonna go ahead and watch that for the first time.
Well,
And I'll be right back.
It's
fucking
pretty.
nothing
We can
about
explain
I
it in
tell
like
you.
2 seconds. You can watch it if you want, but it's not. It's not. A
Well, you
difficult-
guys look. I'll be muted, but I'll still hear you, so I can do both.
Okay.
Right. So, I guess I'll give it an overview. So, the Spider Tracker app that Ned has developed, it pops up as the post-credit scene, and it pans off to space, and a little Spider-Man icon appears with the lines, something along the lines of "New Spidey sighting detected." That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, and it like keeps repeating it over and over again. Yeah, it's. I mean, do you have an opinion on what you think it's referencing?
Well, my initial reaction was, "Oh, so they actually doing Venom? Maybe." But
Okay.
based on what Dave said, I suppose that's not true. It might be something for Doomsday or Secret Wars. I think there was
Yeah.
something like along the lines of someone will return for. So I think it was like Spider-Man will return. They didn't say what for.
Yeah, it didn't say when.
But
Yeah.
he's gonna be in Doomsday. He's gonna be in Doomsday.
I think. Yeah, I think. Well, I mean, at the very least, we know we're getting Tobey Maguire.
Thor. No.
In Doomsday. So like that is technically Spider-Man returning immediately.
No.
Oh, we will get Andrew as well. Bet
Yeah,
on
that's
that.
the thing. That's what the other thing I was going to say is we are probably going to get Andrew Garfield as well. So I think that's probably what it's referencing is
Mm.
Doomsday and Tobey Maguire being from a different universe.
But like genuinely, when I got to that scene, I was like, "What the fuck was that? Like, is it Venom? Because I know Venom. Like
Yeah.
in the comics, he gets Venom on another world. Is it something for Doomsday? Thinking back on it now, the joke post-credit scene in Homecoming was legit. Like, it pissed me off less because it didn't waste my time. It built up to a funny joke that I thought was really good. And it
I
had
can't
an
remember it.
actual
What was that again?
It's Cap coming on. Like the PSAs they did. It's Cap coming on screen. It says patience. Sometimes you have to waste some time.
Yeah.
Thing. Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
like, oh fuck, that's actually a good joke, and it got me.
Yeah.
But this one, it legit just wasted your time. 'cause
Yeah, well,
it's a fucking
especially
number.
and it's something that we already knew as well because if you'd seen the leaks, then you already knew about this. So it's like, well, okay, thanks for confirming something that I was.
That's
already aware
where
of.
we were. That's where we were before we went off the fucking line. Ark was talking about the leaks.
Christ, that was so
Oh.
long ago.
That was like 20, not even 20 minutes ago, like 45 minutes ago.
Look, guys, I can only do so much. All right, the
I-
memory comes back when it comes back.
I got as far as I actually remember with the leaks. Toby and X-Men fight, and I think someone's going to die in that scene. Ant-Man.
Yeah, someone is supposed to die. I'm not sure who, and both of their worlds get destroyed.
I want to.
So the fight is basically meaningless.
There's something I want to address from the recent trailer that came out for Doomsday. And I
Yep.
know, like, this is not technically Brand New Day related, but fuck it.
What else is new?
The line from Sue Storm saying, "Oh, he used to be a nice man who cared about people, and then he lost everything, and now he's a dickhead." Like,
Did she say
So
dickhead? I haven't seen
No,
the trailer.
I feel like
I
I
hope
feel
she
like I
says
missed
dickhead.
that. I feel like I've missed this trailer altogether. What trailer?
Yeah,
are we
I haven't
talking
seen the
about
new trailer.
there was a D23. There was an Avengers Doomsday trailer.
Yep.
And Sue makes reference to "You think Doom."
It's literally Doom. It shows Doom on screen,
Mm.
like looking at a portrait of his dead family.
Well, I mean that is canonically true. They were once friends.
But so my initial reaction to that was but chat. I am not an adaptation argument guy. I think that everything should be able to stand on its own, and you shouldn't have to reference other material, nor should other material be referenced for why something is bad. However, this just makes Doom a bitch, and like
You
Doctor
kinda-
Doom Doctor Doom in the comics is not a bitch.
You kind of
Like-
skirted the adaptation argument there, but okay. But no, I agree. Doom is absolutely not a bitch. Doom is almost definitionally not a bitch.
One of like the few scenes I've seen or panels I've seen from comics is him going up against Kilgrave, Purple Man, and Kilgrave.
Kilgrave has no hope against Doom.
Oh, he like tries to control. He's like captured. Doom just lets him go, and he says, and Purple Man tries to control him. He says, "No, Doom does not want to." That's it. That's like, oh, that's just cool. I don't know the mechanics of whether or not it should work. I imagine there's like some filter in his mask or whatever. That's the other thing they're going to do in Doomsday. They're going to show Robert Downey Jr. with that and the mask on, and
Yeah.
Oh, Ark, I'm sorry, buddy, but you are wrong. They're going to show him without the mask on, and they're going to show him with at least 2 different masks on, possibly 3.
Oh, I
Really?
thought that was what Ark.
Yes,
Yeah, I 100%
absolutely,
think
dude.
he's
You
gonna
think?
not have the mask
Do,
on.
do you think for one single second we're not going to see him in the Iron Man suit as well?
Hey, I wasn't thinking that.
And then there's but there's also the what is being postulated as the alternate Doom outfit. I'm not sure that's what it is, but that's what people are calling it.
There's also the possibility of a flashback to before he had the mask, which they would probably want to use so that they could get more Robert Downey Jr.'s face on screen.
There's at least 2 masked RDJs, at least, quite possibly 3 or more. God knows. There could be iterations. They did do that. Oh my God, I could see them doing that actually. I could totally see them trying to redo the iterations of the Iron Man suit with the Doom suit
What, from Iron Man 3?
from Iron Man 1 and 2.
Oh.
I could totally see them doing that. Oh, I hope not. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong, but I could easily see that. They would see that as low hanging fruit, you know.
At this point, I want to see this movie just to see how much of a clown show it's going to be. It's going to be like watching 2 retards argue with each other online and just sitting back and eating popcorn.
You want to know what I'm most interested about with this one?
What?
It's the Steve mechanic.
Oh God!
Why is he young? Why is he still okay? So if old Steve came back to the mainline universe, Mjolnir would probably consider him unworthy by virtue of having given up his mantle when he didn't have to.
Yeah, but he's a
Right?
coward now. Yeah.
Well, the writer's not going to address that.
Well,
But
I wonder if
what we know, but what we know happens is somehow that Steve comes back but young and is still worthy.
Wasn't I don't know if this was like the leak for the movie that's going to happen or a movie that isn't going to happen, but wasn't there a thing that he's going to be like Hydra Steve?
Yeah, it was a theory rather than a leak.
I
I
saw that one. Yeah, that was mostly Twitter. To be
Yeah.
fair, there is an argument to be made for the possibility.
But surely there's no way that
I don't think it's
Mjolnir-
very likely.
Like, why
well,
would
no.
Mjolnir be considered Nazi worthy?
What Mjolnir considers worthy is open to interpretation sometimes, and it is often seen as, how should I put this? Holding to one's ideals in the face of adversity.
So if
I phrased that very carefully.
So
That- I
Mjolnir,
don't know
basically
what
what you're
thought
saying
about
is
that.
Mjolnir read Mein Kampf and said, you know what, this guy, he's been through it, you know?
He holds to his ideals, yes.
Yeah, I don't know if that works with Thor 1 because Thor 1, like, he very clearly is holding to his ideals. So they're just really shit ideals.
Well, that is how it worked comics-wise. I'm not sure if the movies would go down that road, but we
So-
also can't rule it out. So
Also,
it's a
I should
possibility.
probably address Thor 1 has Odin say, if he be worthy, he shall have the power of Thor, and then Love and Thunder happened.
Yes, at which
Yes.
point we discovered that Thor can just gift the power of Thor to anyone at any point. Speaking of which, since we are so far off on tangent, we're now into general comic talk. Fuck it, let's do it. Anyone take a look at Mjolnir in that clip when Thor lets Cap take it?
Are you saying there's a swastika on the side?
No, but there is something noticeable about the design. I'm curious if you guys noticed it.
I don't know. Is it? I don't know. What is it?
Oh, it's
Really?
I didn't pay too much attention to
I
it.
think
So.
I know what you're going to say, but
You
go on.
saw Love and Thunder, right?
Yeah, I think you're
Yeah.
about to say it's not damaged, but I'm like 90% sure it is.
Pull up a picture because I'm about 90% sure it isn't.
Oh,
It's very faint. It's very faint, but
I don't remember seeing any hint of cracks on that hammer at all. So between short hair again, Thor, no cracks on the hammer, he has both weapons. I think Love and Thunder is being skipped. I don't think they're gonna retcon it, but I think they're gonna just quietly ignore it.
well, his daughter doesn't seem to be involved in the film whatsoever.
it is very, very, very faint.
Not
It's
so
nowhere near
far,
as
no.
defined as it was in
Give
Love
us
and Thunder, but
give us the picture. Yeah, okay, hang on.
It's not as great as if you like had it up on a big monitor like this, but there is a tiny it's tiny. It should be more defined than that.
I could easily call that generic damage from 400 years of battle, man. I don't.
Yeah, that doesn't.
I
look
don't.
anything
I
like
don't think. I don't think that's shattered Mjolnir.
I mean, looking at this shot, yeah, there is absolutely
Hold
no
on,
damage.
hang on. I'm just remembering.
Did-
So,
Like there are a couple of scuffs. Like there are a couple of scuffs on the side.
but what I'm remembering from well, basically the franchise as a whole, I'm forgetting how, because obviously when Thor goes to Asgard in Endgame, do you remember the scene where he like gets Mjolnir from the past and brings it back with him?
Yes.
Yeah.
So is that because obviously that's after
No,
Mjolnir
no,
gets
okay.
destroyed by
I can answer.
Hela?
I can answer this one. I know where you're going.
Okay.
So the one he gets then, and I'm using that word very, very pointedly. The one he gets then is one of the artifacts, along with the stones, that gets sent back to their own
Yeah.
reality.
Steve takes it back with him.
That's
Doesn't he?
yeah, it is. It's one of the things Steve does before he goes off and fucks Haley Atwood and gets old, and then comes back young for somehow.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay. Yep. Fair enough.
weird how
That
many
answers my
times I've had to. It's weird how many times I've had to say that line today.
question.
It's
Oh
almost
yeah,
like
so that
Marvel's
was what I was going to
fucked.
suggest is because obviously we know that Endgame's being re-released with extra footage or different footage or whatever it is.
It's the
Yeah,
deleted
12
scene.
minutes. 12 minutes, right?
Yeah,
Something
so
like that.
could it be possible that they retcon the scene where Steve comes back as an old man to answer?
Oh, dude, they are. I don't know about that scene in particular. Probably, like logistically, probably they kind of have to.
It
But
would
I
make it
imagine there's
easier.
going to be a lot of things that they're going to just quietly shove under the carpet. Like we are that now,
Yeah.
not so much.
Yeah.
I imagine the two reasons for the added footage were one, it will get butts and seats, which it will, and two, it gives us an opportunity to quietly edit things without people noticing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's why.
Because once they see new version of Endgame, they will go, "Oh, that's the one I remember."
Yeah, and depending on how they add the footage in, whether or not it's added 12 minutes straight at the end of the film, or if there are like little bits in between that are sort of interspersed.
I would imagine it'll be scattered.
Yeah, so in which case people will find it very difficult to remember. Like normies especially will find it very difficult to differentiate between the
Yeah,
new
no.
versions of it.
Once it goes into the memory hole, they will remember the one I most recently saw. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to sound paranoid here. That's not what I'm getting at. It's just this is how corporate minds work.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's like
And
it's the same as the Lord of the Rings extended editions. Nobody really remembers now what isn't in the theatricals because they've seen the extended edition so many times.
Believe it or not, I do, because the lads only finally got me to watch the extended editions. What was it, Ark? Like a year-ish ago? Something like that?
Yeah, about that.
Oh, fair enough. Well, I personally
all-
have never seen the theatrical editions, so I couldn't tell you what was not in.
Yeah,
them.
I wouldn't suggest it. They aren't
I
bad,
thought-
but like they are definitive downgrades from the extended.
If you can believe this, it's actually almost topical, considering Punisher in this movie. Shame, have you ever seen the director's cut of the Tom Jane Punisher movie?
No,
I
I've also not seen the
honest-
director's cut of the Daredevil film, Ben Affleck, because apparently both of them are supposed to be good.
Okay, so the Daredevil one is legitimately better. I don't know if I'd go so far as good. We watched those together, Ark. Remember those? When
Yeah,
we were
I
doing
remember. I like
the Marvel arc.
Okay.
Daredevil is like it is better. I'm not sure I'd go as far as good, but it's definitely better. On the other hand, Punisher. Now, I don't know if this is a hot take or not. I don't feel like it is, but maybe chat thinks it will be. I think theatrical release of Punisher was pretty goddamn good. The Tom Jane Punisher. Now, not Warzone, not the Dolph Lundgren one, and not the John Bernthal. Specifically, the Tom Jane, I think, was damn close to a perfect Punisher movie. And that was theatrical. Now, it had some flaws, it had some shortcomings, there were things that needed addressing. The guys eventually got me to watch the director's cut about a year ago when we were doing a whole run through Marvel for a different reason. The director's cut of... I'm glossing over, like, I'm trying to, you know. The director's cut of that movie is, I swear to God, dude, it's great. It is great. It adds...
I think I'm realizing I haven't even seen the theatrical edition of that, so I'm going to watch that film.
I'll watch the director. I will happily rewatch the director's cut with you. Like not even stream or recording. Like just to watch it. It is honestly really really good. I don't know if it adds back in or it just adds context that they had filmed but decided to cut. But like it's really 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 good. It adds so much to the movie. And what was it, Ark? It was something like 24, 25 minutes, something like that. Like it's not a lot more footage, but it makes such a difference to the film.
Yeah.
I thoroughly recommend it.
That I imagine it
Uh,
would probably just make me hate the Brand New Day version of the Punisher even more. So I'm happy.
Oh,
to...
it definitely fucking will, because Tom Jane Punisher, as far as I'm concerned, is goddamn. I have now seen every live action Punisher that has existed, and John Bernthal I would consider possibly third on that list.
Yeah. The problem is there's so much shit John Bernthal Punisher that it's like at this point it's difficult to even
Yeah.
consider him to be a good one.
Yeah, no, you're right. They've with the various different portrayals across his various different appearances, yeah, they have weakened him massively before even the Flanderization in this movie. Because this movie, man, Punisher in this movie, he may as well not be in this movie.
Well,
Like he is so ineffective that he may as well not be there.
and the one
I think the most plot affecting thing he does, other than sheltering MJ, is he briefly distracts Banner Hulk.
Yeah.
Well, no, he also blows open the vault thing.
No, that's Jane.
Yeah, well, that's against his will.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
just his body. That's his puppet. But
Like, I genuinely think the most impactful thing he does, other than sheltering MJ, is actually distracting Re-Hulk.
yeah, and they keep doing this thing with him. They did it in Born Again as well, but they do it in this film where they pretend that they care about his backstory and his underlying motivation with a really
Oh yeah, no, Frank's
pay-
family is sacred because he forces her to close the cupboard. Fuck off.
Yeah, they pay such
God.
minimal lip service to it, but they even have a conversation which I remember as soon as I watched this for the first time. I thought, "Fuck you for like not giving me more than 2 seconds of this conversation."
But it's so high school as well, isn't it? Though it's like it's the equivalent of you can't see the photo of my crush in my locker. Like what
yeah,
the fuck
but
are
this
you
is even
doing?
after that. They pretend that they want to go even further when Peter is arguing with him after he's I think he's reading the letter on the table in Frank's kitchen sort of thing, and Frank goes into this kind of it looks like it's about to be a monologue where he starts saying like, you know, you think this is a lifestyle choice, you know, this is a sentence that my, you know, what I'm living
I
right now is.
actually like that line.
I love the line, yeah, but it's
I actually
one
like that line.
and he begins to talk, and then Peter gets a little notification on his laptop, and it's like, oh, they've seen Gene on one of the cameras. I have to go. See you later. And it's like, fucking hell, we were about to.
We can't have any characterization of the man who happily walks around shooting people in the face.
Yeah, it's a fucking disgrace. How?
Do you want to know the one that really pissed me off?
Yeah.
Gene taking over his body, seeing what's in his head.
Ah!
And whoa, this guy's got issues.
Yeah.
It's like, no, fuck off. If you were a teenager, no matter how much shit you've been through, you
Wait,
jump
hang on,
his
hang on,
head,
hang on.
his head like that.
Hang on a second. I think I misread that scene altogether. You're saying that was Gene in Punisher's body talking about Punisher.
It's clearly what it is. It's she said,
I
this
thought-
guy's got issues.
I thought that was Gene in Punisher's body talking about Hulk.
Oh no, I think it's.
No?
I,
But she's jumped
yeah.
out of it by that point.
Yeah, she
No, but
jumps into Frank's head.
I thought it was her in Frank talking about Bruce.
No, I think
No.
she's talking about Frank.
I might have to rewatch that scene, but yeah, I'm like it's Frank. It's got to be like.
Yeah, she jumps into.
Well,
his
I
head
mean,
and-
in fairness, I'm not trying to defend my own point here, but I think it's kind of equally applicable to both in that
Oh
scene.
yeah,
to
oh
be
yeah.
fair.
If
Right.
regardless who she's
They
talking about,
definitely
it's
both have
pathetic.
issues.
Yeah.
But my point is that like she jumps into Frank. That's her reaction. Not what the fuck.
Yeah.
Like I need to get out of this.
Yeah,
body."
yeah. This is why I said
You-
said this
you
in.
do it, you-
Yeah, I said.
Well, I
this
don't
in
think
a-
I don't think she ever has the impulse to get out of body. The implication the movie seems to give is that when Jean is in the body, she has access to all of the memories and skills of the personality that actually owns it.
But do you
that
not think she
seems-
should? Especially.
Actually,
if-
wait, hang on. Yeah, 1 second, Shame. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Actually, I might be wrong about that. Because the tank stealing scene, when Peter pulls the old woman out, he's talked to by a cop afterwards who says that they identify the driver, being the old woman, as a janitor in the facility
Yeah.
who stole the tank.
Yeah.
So a janitor would not know, like an old woman janitor, like maybe she would. Maybe she's somehow like just this absolute military tech nerd. It is entirely possible. God knows I have my own odd nerddoms. I'm not going to rule it out. It does seem incredibly unlikely.
Yeah. Well, but this is the thing.
Like
so,
this 60-year-old woman just happens to be a massive tank nerd and also the janitor on a military base where they store tanks and APCs. Okay, sure. Maybe. I don't know.
It's just that's
But
the
that seems to contradict Jean having the skills of whatever the personality she's in. Sorry, whatever body she's in. Like if she jumps into body A, who is a pro tennis player, right? She can impersonate that person perfectly. That's what the movie shows us. So she gains the skills of that body, of the personality that owns that body, right? You guys with me?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, I think so.
Okay. So if that's the case, does she retain learned skills in her own mind?
Yeah, this is the
Because
problem.
if she
This is-
does, that explains Janitor Lady being able to drive and expertly fire the weapons on a military vehicle.
I think
But if she
potentially.
doesn't, then that fucks that initial scene completely.
Yeah, but I think potentially you could maybe get away with saying she can retain any kind of intellectual knowledge that a previous person had when she jumped into their body. But I'm not sure about like muscle memory,
Man, there
physical.
has to
you
be
know.
a limit on that, though. Like, imagine the amount of people she's jumped through. Not to
Oh,
mention,
yeah, she would have the most insane
she
memory.
possessed Bruce Banner. She would be so unbelievably fucking clever right now.
Yeah.
I can point to one thing that I thought of that proves. Well, I'll say
Actually,
proves-
wait. It can't work that way. It can't
Oh,
work that
no,
way.
yeah,
If it
sorry,
worked- if it worked that way, she'd be able to disable the inhibitor straight away.
Yeah, no, sorry, I don't mean intellectual knowledge as in like she gains the IQ of the person she jumped into. I mean more
The retained
maybe
knowledge.
information.
No, that's
like I mean
yeah. No,
sort of
that's what I thought. That's what
yeah.
I thought you meant.
Okay, yeah.
So
But
If-
it can't be that way because if she retained Banner's knowledge, she'd be able to disable Peter's inhibitor.
also,
if
like,
she can make
jumps
heads
in
or
the frame.
tails of it, maybe, yeah. But I'm not sure. That depends.
Well,
You know.
Banner built his own.
Yeah, but just because she has
Like, of
the
course, he'd be
information-
able. Like, he doesn't have to be able to control Peter's, but he would certainly be able to work out the on and off switch, right?
I suppose so. Yeah.
So
She jumped.
there's no way she actually retains. Yeah, I don't think she can. I don't think she can retain skill.
Well, maybe if I put it this way, maybe like I suppose I would imagine that if she jumps into someone's body and then jumps out again, let's say she jumps into person A and then jumps to person B, I would imagine she could still remember, for example, the birthday of person A and like the name of person A's mum.
Oh yeah,
or
no,
whatever.
I can see that certain facts, yeah, but like, okay, let's go more direct. So for the sake of argument, let's imagine there are three people in a row, right?
Yeah.
First person is Stephen Hawking. Second person is I don't know, Serena Williams. Fuck it, why not? And the third person is David Beckham. Fuck it, literally doesn't matter.
Yep.
So if she jumps into Stephen Hawking, she has access to all of his knowledge and ability of how to apply that knowledge, right? That is what the movie shows us with what she does in certain scenarios. I'm being careful with my wording there. So suppose she then jumps from Hawking into who did I say? Serena Williams.
Serena Williams.
So she then jumps from Hawking into Serena Williams. While she is possessing Serena Williams, are we to assume that she retains the memories and knowledge of Hawking?
Well,
Because I don't think I don't think that's possible from what the movie shows us.
Yeah.
Because if that was if that was possible, she would be effectively the mind version of Gaia. She would just have all the knowledge and all the skills.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure at what point she stops retaining things. Because, like I said, if she can
Actually,
remember...
wait, she did briefly possess Peter, so at that point she would have his
She-
reflexes at least, if nothing else.
She possessed Punisher, who has like proper special forces training.
Yeah,
So,
expansive military knowledge.
She
Yeah.
does that.
Oh no,
to-
Frank is comic special forces. Like it's more silly than normal special forces, and
Like,
they are
she-
plenty silly to begin with.
They should not be able to have contained her at the end if she was retaining Punisher's knowledge.
Well, you can see why they downpowered her, because if this was Jean at normal Jean level powers, forget Phoenix, you couldn't. Like, it doesn't work. Doesn't work. You can't do it.
But this is
Jean
the
could
problem
possess
with...
Jean could possess anyone across the entire city by thinking about it from miles away, potentially hundreds of miles away, and that again is without Phoenix or Cerebro. Like Jean is silly.
Well, this is why I think the point about Punisher, when she jumps into Punisher's mind, I think it's absolutely, we can confirm, due to her reaction when she does jump into his mind, that assuming she is talking about himself when she says this guy's got issues, I consider that to
No,
be
I'll concede that point to you guys quite happily. I had always taken it to be she meant it was her observation through Frank's eyes about Bruce.
that's but it would apply still, but assuming she is talking about
But
Frank.
wouldn't the line then be that guy has issues?
I don't know, man. If you're in the middle of a fight scene, I feel like, would you say this guy, that guy? That one I'm reasonably willing to hand wave away, but like I said, I'm not married to it. It's just.
But let's assume
my point was,
I just read it a bit differently. That's all.
But let's assume that it is Frank she's talking about, right? And then she reacts in that way. So she says, "This guy's got issues." That is, as far as I can tell, that is a reaction to the psyche of the man she's jumped into in an immediate sense. So she's like jumped into his head and then immediately been hit with all this kind of trauma and PTSD and all that sort of shit, right? So she obviously.
Now that you say that,
yeah.
Now that you say that, that's odd, because if it is about Frank, and again, I'm perfectly willing to concede that it is, but if it is about Frank, she doesn't have that reaction for literally anybody else in the movie.
But this is why it's an issue, because it's like...
Yeah.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, shouldn't the occasional normal people just be, like, severely fucked up enough for her to go, damn?
Yeah, absolutely.
Look, if she makes the acknowledgement for Frank, all I'm saying is, you would think you would think now and again the odd person on the street with a happy smile on their face could probably also be, I'm not saying Punisher level of fucked up, obviously, but like, it seems an odd acknowledgement to make for one person who is just a human person.
This is one level of invasion of privacy away from being the memory store from Multiverse of Madness.
Oh, no, Ark, this is worse. This is way worse.
I don't know if I go that far.
The memories... Okay, okay, hear me out, right? The memory store is effectively a TV doing it, right? It is impersonal, it is impartial, it has no feelings whatsoever, it has no agenda whatsoever. There is technically no hijacking of agency either. In that world, it is apparently a normal thing. You walk by, you stand in the right place, and it will play a memory. Perhaps, we don't know the mechanics, we still don't. I'm not going to be an asshole about it. Perhaps it is a memory that you have some control over. Perhaps it's subconscious, we don't know. That's fine. That's how that works. Jean directly rapes your mind and takes control of your body and personality. It is way worse than Memory Store.
I think it's worse. But the only thing I would say in favor, weirdly, perversely, in favor of the Memory Store being worse is the idea that anybody walking by on the street can just see whatever is going on in your head.
Yeah, no, that is abhorrent. Like that is inexcusably wrong. I have no idea what anyone was thinking with that. Except, oh wait, I do. Because thankfully, or unhappily, depending on your perspective, I saw a whole load of videos that discuss this. And again, for the second time tonight, I have to say, I really hope you guys can hear the heavy, heavy air quotes on this one. But a certain writer is on record as saying, oh yeah, that was just me not knowing what to do with the script.
Yeah. And
that is extraordinarily close to a verbatim quote.
I'm not 100% convinced it isn't verbatim, to be honest.
Yeah,
it's close. I'm not willing to say it's 100%, but it's pretty close.
Yeah.
Like, when this man is considered to be a writer and is just given consistent and repeated contracts for the same company, I don't understand, man. I don't.
Yeah, that's probably.
He knows where the bodies are buried.
Yeah, that's potentially the worst thing any writer could possibly say in public, and he said it.
And he said it laughing.
Yeah.
Like it was a lighthearted excuse.
Like he thinks it makes him come across as more human that he admits his fuck up. Like,
yeah.
No,
I couldn't perform the basic function of my fucking job. Haha.
That's like,
bro, I'm an electrician.
Literally...
Do you know what happens? I'm an electrician. You know what happens if I can't perform the basic function of my job? People fucking die.
Yeah. Potentially even yourself. This is the thing. Like it's literally like a taxi driver saying, and this is just a case of me kind of forgetting the laws of the road. Like,
no, it's more like a taxi driver letting someone into the car and going, "Where do you want to go, Squire?" And the guy saying, "I don't know. Let's put this in terms for you guys." Guy saying Piccadilly Circus, right? Fuck it. Why not? Piccadilly Circus, Trafalgar Square.
You overestimate my familiarity with Piccadilly Circus.
I was going for London landmarks. I would have thought that one would hit, but
I'm probably as familiar with London as you are.
Doesn't matter. X landmark in city fucking A, yeah? And the taxi driver turns around and goes, "No, mate, I only go to the ice cream store around the corner."
Be fair, it's ice cream.
I have facial hair. I don't need a lot of ice cream.
I wish that guy's writing was as good as ice cream.
I wish that guy's writing was as good as sour cream.
I wish that guy.
Actually, that's not fair. That's actually not fair. Sour cream is fucking great. I use that in loads of my cooking, so I don't know why I said that.
I wish that guy's
he should be hung from a flagpole by his feet until his head falls off from the swelling.
Allegedly.
In Minecraft.
In Minecraft.
Okay, Hassan.
We're covered. We're covered.
Look, man, if it works for Hassan, which
Hassan
it clearly does.
Hassan stands which are not limited to fucking Twitch itself.
Mark,
Just
my
regarded.
online career, such as it should ever be, depending on the will of the online gods, obviously, I intend to emulate Hassan very, very closely. By which I mean, I'm going to use his excuses every time, and if it doesn't get me out of it, I'm just going to go straight to a lawyer and be like, no. Worked for this crazy cunt.
That sounds
Send the letter.
horrible.
Well, look, the thing is, it's been like, I'm honestly, well, maybe I'm 30% memeing, but I'm mostly not memeing with this one. Like, it has been proven to work the way he works. He gets away with it. Ergo, everyone can get away with it.
He always does the same shit as well. Like, this is so far from Brand New Day at this point.
This is not what YouTube and Twitch envisioned when they made their terms of service, but unfortunately, by the way they have enforced them, if Hassan gets away with it, we all do. So,
But like, he'll say absolutely
Saz.
outrageous shit, get like in trouble for a month, let's say a month, maybe even a week, and then he'll just go to ground for.
I will say the most outrageous thing I can think of. I
Guaranteed it's not more
support.
outrageous than American deserves 9/11.
I, for one, support the Emperor's New Order. No aliens or women in the military.
I, for one, approve of the Emperor's New Groove. Great movie.
Well, I don't like the Emperor's New Clothes.
Damn it! I was struggling to get to my microphone so I could say that. Never mind. I missed out on the bit.
I don't
Anyway.
think you missed out. I think you added to it.
Oh, okay, thanks. So, yes, that was sort of a review. I wouldn't even call it a review, really. It was more of a just vague discussion.
No,
But
it's
it was-
okay. I'm not entirely sure I'd call it a movie.
It's a good point. No, yeah, it doesn't deserve a review.
We discussed it more than the writers' room did.
Yeah,
I
except for that
offer
one
this-
guy who would have discussed it further had he not been thrown out of a window.
He must have gotten pitched out of window.
Hey.
Yeah, that poor fucking hero. He tried, chat. He tried. He died. He died
From
for
behind
us.
the tweet. Hashtag give us the justice cut of Brand New Day.
Burger, when you eventually hear this, add this to the lore. Window Man is now part of the Highmark lore.
Hashtag remember window man.
Remember.
Anyway.
Oh, you haven't
No,
been there for
hey,
you haven't been there for a Gardic phone game yet. We're not going to remember him. We're going to fucking immortalize him.
No, hey, so fuck putting Dake will return in Avengers
Window man. will return.
Windows Man with the like Windows 95 startup music over the top of it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
fully support this. I fully support that.
Perfect. What a post credit scene that will be.
Who is Window Man? You're just gonna have to wait to find out, motherfucker. You just got marveled.
Yeah, I mean,
No, Windows Man versus Junk Man.
I tell you what, he'd be better than Wonder Man.
I feel
No one
like
is
Dake
better
didn't
than
hear what I
Wonder Man.
said.
Oh my god, we forgot Wonder Man in the list of TV shows.
oh,
So that's okay. I feel like most people did.
it's another one.
No, I literally
just
just remembered. I said the fucking words, and then I realized, like, oh shit, we never mentioned that.
Is that the one with Ben Kingsley in? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I rewatched Iron Man 3 a couple of days ago. Why the fuck would you want to do anything with that stupid character?
Probably the fact that you've got Ben Kingsley willing to play as supervillain. Like, I would have done everything with that character.
But he's not
Man,
a
I
super,
would've-
he's not even a supervillain in Shang-Chi.
Dude, if I was James Gunn, I would have hired him fucking immediately and made him Lex Luthor. It's like, game over, man. I got Ben Kingsley as Lex. You're done. You're cooked.
It is a terrible shame what they've done with him.
Do
The
you,
lack of
like,
usefulness?
I don't want
he's
to be.
proved.
I don't want to be massive nerd, man. But like, honestly, bro, do you realize how few actors of that caliber there are left now?
One, two.
Ah.
I can't even think. Anthony Hopkins is around.
It's probably 10-ish, but the list goes down every fucking year.
Oh
at
yeah,
this
they're all
point.
dying off. Like they're literally what? They're all in their 80s, late 80s, mid 80s.
I'm just
Yeah.
imagining Ian
Unfortunately,
McKellen
the
and
old school is the old school at this point.
I'm just imagining Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen being brought to the Avengers Doomsday premiere in wheelchairs, and it's depressing.
Christ.
So yeah, outro time.
Yes. Yeah. Ark, do you have a channel or anything like that, or anything you would want to plug?
Kinda. I stream much like myself, very autistically. So I'll do like 2 or 3 streams in a row in subsequent days, and then go silent for months on end. So
He
well, yes,
definitely didn't
correct.
spend 6 months saying I'm never going to stream because of the laws in the UK, and then eventually get bullied by the rest of us into doing it.
That's just the
Which
way
is
the world
exactly what
works.
happened to me too.
Okay, well, would you want to plug your? What do you stream on YouTube or?
Stream on YouTube.
Mhm.
Arkham Warden 120. I don't know. I might do something in the next few days. Probably not.
He streams on Rumble too, but only after midnight, and you don't get that link unless you pay a lot of money.
I also have an OnlyFans. No, I don't.
It's too late. I believe you now.
That's the joke I was making.
Oh, I didn't know what Rumble was.
Dake,
So
do you
Dake-
have an OnlyFans?
I do not yet have an OnlyFans. I don't feel I have enough of an online presence for it, and really, I think my biggest weakness when it comes to something like that is I'm not a hot 19-year-old girl.
That is a pretty big disadvantage. But I thought you said
I don't-
something about your
that we know of.
particularly
I don't-
attractive
I don't-
ankles.
I don't want to sound ableist, but I feel like that might limit my reach a little bit on that platform.
Listen, people have fetishes. You know?
And I do have a very finely turned pair of ankles, I will have you know.
So,
But
listen,
unfortunately, we are no longer in the year 1808, so I don't think that'll be enough to gain me the following that I might perhaps... Actually, I'm not chasing a following at all, so that line doesn't even work.
if you never try, you never know. So
It's not never trying on my part. It's more like I kind of wanted to get into doing commentary on stuff because I wanted to talk about it, and circumstances slightly out of my control led me to doing things faster than I anticipated. Ark might know what I'm talking about because he was loosely involved in the, oh, well, you don't have to do a podcast. It's okay. We could just do like around 5 podcasts later. Here we are. Yeah, I am technically still working on a long form edited video, but I don't have a lot of free time, which is slowing it down quite a bit. And there's an awful lot of reference to grab, which is also not helping. But it will eventually happen, chat. The Fallout video that I have talked about will actually eventually make its appearance. It's a bit like a Mauler Star Wars video. You will get it when you get it.
But will it appear in Avengers Doomsday?
It might.
maybe if I stopped inviting you to do the show, you might finish your video.
Mm.
No, he needs to pay you in like time done on the video for every.
Oh,
hour.
there's an idea. Actually, yeah, there's an idea. What you could do is you could pay me shitloads of money so I can stop doing my other 2 jobs and focus solely on this.
That's not what I was going to say, but all right.
So
No, but I like my idea better because my idea gives me money. That is a joke, chat. Don't take that too fucking seriously. Calm down.
well, I am personally excited for you to eventually release a video. So
I suppose
plug it
I
away.
should. I suppose I should probably give a plug to the next show Rangi and I are doing. Chat.
yeah.
Rangi has cunningly convinced me, by which I mean he found me in a weak moment and said, "Let's do this," and I stupidly went, "All right." He has cunningly convinced me, blackmailed me, extorted me even, into watching and reviewing Lanterns. So that will be forthcoming on Ranki's channel.
There's already a trailer reaction available.
There is a trailer reaction available, and I would love to say that there's a reaction to the first 5 minutes available too, but there isn't. I have seen it and Rangi has not, and he wants to go into the show blind, so I unfortunately have spoiled one thing for him, but I have to shut my yap and not ruin anything else for him. This is going to be quite the experience because the show is shaping up to be incomprehensible and awful at the same time.
And brown. Crucial.
It is also brown. It is also brown. Yes, the color grading is really fucking awful on that show. I'm actually leaning towards the idea that it might be intentional. Like I'm slowly forming a fan theory as to what might be happening, but I don't want to ruin it. It'll come up in the conversation. I'll tell you guys off stream. It's fine. Ark, you know already what I'm talking about. I think.
Do I?
I think so. I think we talked about it last night.
Well, check out both of those somewhat dormant channels, and then pray that they become less dormant soon.
Mine isn't dormant. I'm exactly. Wait, I think I'm 2 subs behind you. I'm actually doing well for someone with no videos.
It's
my
true,
my
yeah.
stuff my stuff has mostly been live appearances so far. It's not
Yeah.
laziness, chat. It is honestly lack of time. But I do enjoy my appearances whenever people are nice enough to have me on. And thank you very much, Shane, for having me on again.
That's all right. I enjoy your takes and your company, so you're very welcome anytime. But yeah,
I do have
we'll-
takes.
takes many takes. We will wind that down now. As for me, I have one video that is making slow progress. Eventually, it'll be out, but there is no definitive time on that or any kind of time scale. Apart from that, these episodes are coming out seemingly fairly frequently when I can upload them. They're getting recorded frequently. They're not getting uploaded frequently. So there is a lot in the backlog that is ready to come out, and it will.
Well,
be out in due course.
you know what they're saying, bro. You know what they say. Always leave them wanting more.
Exactly, and that's what the clips aim to achieve. It's to blue ball the audience. But yeah,
I'm quite liking the clips actually.
They're
I think I've seen
they're
3 of
fun.
them so far.
Yeah, they're pretty fun. The Thor one was great, and the new episode's coming out after this. The Avengers Breakdown Part 2 is coming out after this because this got bumped up in the priority list because of the imminent release or recent release, sorry, of Spider-Man. So yeah, but that episode was fun. I listened to it the other day. Yeah. Anyway, apart from that, thank you.
You should
Yeah.
probably promise chat that we will eventually get back to Avengers at some point.
We will. I mean, so far only one part has been released, and we've recorded 2 more. Dake didn't unfortunately make the 3rd episode, but I'm sure.
No,
back for that.
apologies. Real life got in the way, but I will be back for the next one.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's about to get pretty spicy as well in terms of what we have to talk about. So,
Oh, you're at the Natasha scene?
Technically, we were already at the Natasha
we've
scene.
kind of
I wasn't entirely
discussed everything already, yeah. But in terms of chronologically breaking it down, yeah, pretty sure we're around there.
We're being very, very specific about our Black Widow breakdown, Zach. That's all I can tell you.
Good man.
Tune in. You'll enjoy the show.
Yeah, it's very, very fun. But yeah, thank you two for sticking around for this long, and thanks for Rangi for his fleeting appearance earlier on.
Oh, happy to be here, man.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And now we're going to go and record a trailer reaction, I'm pretty sure. So that'll be fun too. See
Yay.
everybody on the next one.